We should be set in just a few minutes. So while we have this downtime, Frigid, what are you hoping to see on the Prime side of things for this race?
Oh, do you want to hear the normal spiel, or do you want to hear the truly cursed side of things?
Whatever you can expect. I want to know what's going through your head right now.
Oh well, if our if our practice seed last night had anything to do about it, I think it's going to be even more chaotic today. Um, it could be. I honestly never know what to expect from these things. Expect the unexpected, I guess. Could
All right,
always
that's fair.
could always see more fall bombs on Transit Center again.
Are we really going to bring that up? I mean, we had that once a few months ago.
Hey, just because it happened once, it doesn't mean it can't happen again.
That's absolutely fair. As far as echoes go, I'm always a fan of lower Torvus when you get stuck without gravity boost trying to figure out your water movement. But if I had to pick one thing, any sort of damage runs would be great. Finding your suits late and having to do some damage manipulation just to get what you need.
Yep. If if I had to expect anything for starts, the best two starts for Prime side would be either Fendrana Drifts or it would be Chozo Ruins. The truly chaotic things come in when Metroid Prime has to start in Phase on Mines.
Oh, ouch. Well, the good thing is we don't have to worry about that, as with our CGC preset, we are going right for landing site.
That is fair as well. Poison Double Flogus is our seed hash today.
Something's telling me Flagra might have something useful just based on that hash name.
The Flogus, not Flagra.
It's still a plant. I mean, come on.
It
And
is?
what? I don't know. I'm not an arborist. I'm not a plant expert. I know an arborist is trees, but a tree is still a bigger plant. Okay.
Yeah. And of course, joining us in commentary in the comment section is Krar. He's wanting Echo Space Jump on Thardas, which would be interesting.
Well, that'd be mean. As far as early echoes goes, do you need space jump really early? No, not necessarily. There's a good amount you can do in Temple Grounds and the first half of Aegon Waste without it. But after those two areas, you're really limited without the space jump. Maybe a little bit of work in Torvus if you can break your way into it. But Sanctuary, you really want to have it before getting to Sanctuary Fortress and your Aegon Labs. Granted, you don't need it for labs, but it would make everything 10 times easier. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but once again, we are still setting up. We do have a few of our teams still trying to get the seed ready and getting their race. Yeah, and the race all set to go for the countdown. So just give us a few more minutes, folks, and we'll get this race rocking and rolling.
Oh, what do you think would be the most time-consuming checks for Echo's side?
Oh, that's a hard question. Right off the bat, if you try to go early, labs might be a problem since it's far away, and the only early elevators to it is going to lead you to Sank Spider side. And if you don't have power bombs, you really don't want to be going towards Sank Spider. Anything in Lower Torvus is going to take you time just to get there. Not to mention the elevator is terrible early. Yes, you do want some Sanctuary play, but no Spider Ball for Sank Vault side? No thank you. What about Prime, Frigid? What can we expect as an early headache, so to say?
Well, if KR uh is anything to go off of, not just Stardust, but like Flogger as well, we don't want to do bosses that are that time consuming this early. just because Flogger is kind of a one-way path sort of thing, unless they have Spider Ball to come back up and do ghosts. But even then, that's 10 minutes for only 2 items. And of course, for Thardus, if you don't have bombs, if you don't have thermal visor, that also becomes a headache. But since they're going to be going through Chozo Ruins right away, more than likely, then I don't know. The only thing that can trip them up is kind of missing some of the dashes. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm really excited for this.
I am as well. You know, CGC, it always brings out a fun time. You're not just focused on one game where you've gone through it multiple times. You're having to take into account you have a partner now. You have to coordinate with them properly so that your communication is on point. Yeah, if your partner's running off to the far side of who knows where, and you're sitting there waiting, well, you might be waiting a little bit longer for them to come back. So teamwork is going to be a big key for who wins this race.
Absolutely. Teamwork, communication, time management is a big one for CGC. Making sure you know where to go at what time. Pathing is important as well. So you just got to make sure how to move and when to move.
I agree, my friend. But we are just to give everyone a quick update. We are almost finished with our setup. We have a slight cropping error. As if you look at the top right, it looks like Amogeni's stream is having a little bit of the wrong thing being shown. Don't worry, we'll have that fixed in just a second. But other than that, every team is ready to go, so we should be starting here in just about 2 more minutes.
I want to give it just a moment to thank everybody coming out to watch today, whether you're actively participating in the chat section or whether you're just kind of lurking and watching our race. We just want to say thank you for supporting us. Thank you for supporting SpeedGaming.
Absolutely. If it wasn't for SpeedGaming, the Metroid Prime Randomizer community, everything else, we wouldn't be where we are today, you know, not to mention all the support from everyone. And it appears we have just crashed.
Oh, okay.
It appears we might have a slight technical problem.
Sam! What's going on? Uh-oh.
Well, I'm glad I didn't hit any buttons this time.
Are we back?
No, not yet. Not yet. We're still trying to... Sam's doing his magic. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Take a breath.
The code.
Everything's okay. Everything's okay. Don't worry. Don't freak out.
Everything is awesome.
We can't use that. That's copyright.
I mean, we're not live right now, so I can do whatever I want.
We are live.
What?
Yeah, the bot's back.
It's just streaming this code?
No, it's streaming the actual game layer.
Oh, okay. What? What's going on? Oh my god. I am all sorts of confused.
Well, on the bright side, we get this amazing start menu soundtrack.
Oh yeah, you gotta love the Prime 1 menu select theme. And also, it's the credit theme for Prime 1, just kind of cut short, so... I don't know, I like the Prime 2 menu select as well.
I agree. Music is, you don't realize it until you start diving into it. How much music in a game soundtrack can really set the tone for any sort of situation.
Mm-hmm. I've been watching or listening to some Prime 2 podcasts lately, and they've been going in depth on like how that soundtrack kind of like you said, kind of sets the mood for things, with Aegon being dreary, with the rather just kind of bleak ambiance, and then you have Sanctuary and Torvus that have very memorable, either its own kind of ambiance, or in terms of Torvus Bog, very memorable melodies.
Absolutely. Corvus is so calming and reassuring. Aegon, you're going through a desolate wasteland of what wants to be an amazing, beautiful forest. And then Sanctuary, you're all this high-tech, mechanical world. I mean, you gotta give Prime some commendations as well. Going through the blazing heat of Magmor compared to the icelands of Fendrana Drifts.
And then towards the end of the game, you go into the bleak tunnels of the Phazon Mines. Also, KR brings up a great point. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, Halo 2, and Half-Life 2 all turned 20 years old this year.
I feel really old now.
Yeah, but you know what? It's also amazing to see just how far video gaming has come, that we're able to actively remember some of these games that have come out that long ago. And those are some very, memorable games, some very well-known games across all of gaming history.
Absolutely. I mean, most of these games defined new age gaming. I mean, look at Prime. They changed the entire genre with Retro Studios, making it a whole 3D first-person shooter type. What else was memorable? I mean, you got the N64 started bringing actual 3D in. Atari 2600. There was a lot of great moments back then. But with that being said, we do have confirmation that the tech issues have been resolved. The countdown has started. We are going to get this race rocking and rolling.
All right, looking forward to this. I don't believe the issues have been resolved, but they will be able to fix them on the fly. So we'll keep an eye on Amagini's screen as we get rolling here.
And it's either just me, or I believe we might have just lost our audio.
Did we?
Either we did, or I just suddenly went deaf.
I mean, no, I can hear it. Yeah, KR says that
we're good. Okay, it's on my side. Never mind.
Uh-oh.
it's on my side.
Uh-oh, that's... Oh, well, another thing to be fixed on the fly, to be sure.
I think it's just my computer acting up. But that's not the priority right now. We got the race rocking and rolling. We need to get this moving.
All right, there we go. Our side has started the countdowns. We're 10 seconds away from starting. There we go. Amagini's all fixed now.
All right. Let's get this started. Remember, both teams will be starting in their respective landing site. If we find missiles early, that will give Prime immediate access to artifacts, courtesy of Artifact Temple. So Prime will most likely be having the most to do off the bat.
Mm-hmm. They're going to go for Alcove. Yep, there it goes. Alcove side dash. Or side dash off the ship to go to Alcove. Except that Slug kind of tripped for a second. Amagini is off and running immediately.
Meanwhile, both Echoes are going right through those custom hive gates.
A power bomb expansion in Alcove. What?
That's a very interesting thing to have.
Morph ball bombs are under the ship in Prime 1 landing site. Unbelievable that the bombs are there. So it's going to be a matter of where they find Morph Ball, which will probably be on Hive Totem.
Oh, and was that a Morph Ball related upgrade on a Cursed Lake?
I did not see.
Yeah, it was probably. Oh, we're about to find out once again. Hold on. Yeah, Morph Ball related on. It's an Echo's Morph Ball on a Cursed Lake. Correction, Morph Ball related.
This is a very interesting seed to start off with.
You can say that again.
So Amagini is now in Main Plaza. He is making his way over towards Hive Totem, I would imagine. Light beams up on ledge. He needs space jump boots or grapple beam for that. And what's that up on the half pipe? That looks like unlimited missiles.
Well,
And
at least
up on Vault Ledge, I couldn't see what that was.
hey, at least we know where Light Beam is now. That's pretty good.
That is. Any information is good information.
Yes, indeed.
And then what is here in Ruined Nursery? We're not taking a look at that. Nope, they're just going to dash over to the side instead. We'll take a look at that later, I guess. Probably as they come back from Hive Totem.
While I do that, Ray Shy has just successfully pulled off a nice little dash boost to get Temple Assembly Site early without the need of space jump. But that's just for a missile expansion. But hey, more missiles are always welcomed. And because of those missiles, Prime Space Jump.
Huh. That's interesting. Okay. Well, that's going to be easy for Hive Totem now. For those who didn't, I'm not sure what you all saw. I could not see what was in the Ruined Gallery tunnel. That is, in fact, Morph Ball on Hive Totem.
Morph Ball on Hive Totem. Well, that's a pretty good spot to have. You can go right for the tunnel.
You can, and that's what Slug is doing. Amagini is doubling back.
Interesting choice for have a route difference this early.
I think Amagini is probably going to run back towards the ship to get bombs. I wouldn't be surprised if he save warps back.
I'd say go for it. You know where your bombs are. Get them as soon as possible. They're one of the most versatile weapons that you can get.
I would agree. Although Slug also has an advantage on she knows where the what the vault item will be. So that is good in and of itself. And that's an artifact on Vault.
About to say that we think we found something.
Amagini is indeed warping back to start to get his bombs.
And there's Various Suit, by the way.
That was up on the ledge. Okay.
Yeah. And Echo's bomb's been sent by Amagini to Storm. That'll get Storm immediate access to communications area and allow us. Nope, we cannot go into GFMC compound as. If I'm correct, this should be on post layer, not allowing us to progress further. Looks like Sluglin's attempting to peek the super missile tree. Well, I couldn't see it, but there's that light beam sent over to Echoes. I'm sure that Raishai's going to love it.
Oh, I'm sure. And over on... Oh, that was X-Ray Visor over on Frigate Crash site. That's on Amagini's side. That could be useful as well. They could go and climb Root Cave.
Oh, and Prime Missiles sent courtesy of Raishai over in Aegon Waste off of Portal Access.
And Samuel did not see what that item in the tree was, I think. Or no, that was something else. Never mind. Amagini is now on his way towards Artifact Temple to take a look at hints. So he'll know as well what Vault has in a second. Which, speaking of artifacts and hints, I better start putting some down. I'll be keeping track of our artifacts and keys here.
And I'll be focused on our Echoes Translator hints and our Sky Temple keys. Speaking of echoes, looks like Reishai is just about to defeat Bomb Guardian. Now, this is a good play. We have early Aegon access. We do not need Morph Ball bombs, at least
Artifact
yet.
Temple has
So,
super missiles.
beautiful. But the good thing is we know where bombs are for echoes, so we can just get off. And that's Ice Beam off of Bomb Guardian.
Wow. Already an inventory difference on both teams off the bat.
Indeed, and here we have an interesting situation. Reishai is unable to continue their game due to a lack of bombs. Now we know where bombs are. They are behind Slugland's ship over in landing site. So Reishai's gonna have to wait a little bit of time before he can bomb that gate open. And there's the game telling him, "Hey, you can drop bombs in Morph Ball mode." Sorry, game, we don't have those yet.
Meanwhile, thanks to Storm having his bombs, he was able to grab a missile expansion off of that cannon there. Amagini and Slug now in landing site, giving a little bit of a high five. Slug is on her way over to Artifact Temple. Amagini now on his way out, probably back to Chozo Ruins.
Oh, and it looks like Reishai has peaked Aegon Energy Controller, found the item was not to be worth it. So we're going to turn right back around as we do not have Amber Translator to get this information. But
Actually,
thanks.
go ahead.
No, what are you thinking? We found Amber?
No, Amagini, he's not going back to Chozo Ruins right away. He's in fact going down into Transport Tunnel B, take a look at that item, and then maybe climbing the room since he has Space Jump and X-Ray Visor. That's a Prime 2 E-Tank.
Echoes will definitely take energy. This will help tremendously with our first loop through Dark Aegon. Speaking of which, it looks like Storm is getting ready to go into Dark Aegon. We're going to do this quick little Morph Ball puzzle and portal terminal to actually activate the portal. And fun little fact about this puzzle, the game only checks for the last sand block that you destroy. So we're going to see here Storm's going to jump right down to the final platform, skip the second platform altogether, but as long as that third block's destroyed, we can access the portal.
Amagini just tried the first attempt on the dash and root cave. Didn't quite make it, as on all loops of that little zoomer down there. After the first cycle, for whatever reason, it's just harder to make the jump. But now he's up into the upper part of the room, so he'll be able to take a look at the item that's on the ledge, and with that X-ray visor that makes climbing the platforms a lot quicker.
Oh, and there's Echo's space jump on the top.
Ooh, Echoes is off to a great start. With Morph Ball bombs and space jump boots, you couldn't ask for a better start than that.
Oh no, Echoes is in a great position right now.
And now Amagini's also doing the out of bounds into Arbor Chamber to get that item in there, which is a missile expansion.
Hey, more missiles are great early. Can't complain about having more ammo.
And plus, with Arbor Chamber out of the way, they don't have to worry about that later.
All right, now both Echoes runners are going to be doing almost the same thing here simultaneously. They'll be lowering the gate to access Transport Center and Light World, and then going right for Jump Guardian to see what Jump Guardian has, followed by the Broom Closet, or as it's known, Trial Tunnel. So we got a few checks here we can do. The sad thing is, without Dark Beam, we will have to come back here later for Incash 4, most likely. And speaking of which, Slugman just found Plasma Beam behind an ice door.
Well, that really differentiates things. Now that, since Slug has Ice Beam and Plasma Beam now, that is quite a bit of a set difference between her and Amagini. Amagini's now back in Chozo Ruins, off to go grab Storm's Light Beam and probably his own Varia suit, since that's up on Vault Ledge. Opening up the tree to reveal Dark Ammo expansion, nothing crazy.
And Ray's got to be a little bit careful, low on energy, but gets blue drops, so we're right up with a plus
Whew.
50. And now we're going to go check Trial Tunnel, while Storm uses the newly acquired Light Beam to do Jump Guardian Skip. Now with Jump Guardian Skip, this is one of my personal favorites. The hitbox for Jump Guardian spawns in the second you enter Judgment Pit. It'll always be in front of the little statue. As long as we don't enter the safe zone, that this fight will never start, and we can just damage Jump Guardian as much as we want without starting the fight. And as we saw here, we got down to just a few hit points, and the fight is now over. Now, what is all that?
Rayshai now just receiving space jump boots from Root Cave.
Oh boy.
And Slug just opened up the Arbor Chamber with Plasma Beam. So that was pretty well in logic, or at least close to being in logic. So
I'm going to make a 1 point here on logic. Ammo Genie just received Wave Beam, courtesy of Storm's Jump Guardian, right before Tower of Light.
What is going on?
Hey, Jump Guardian had Wave Beam. What do you want me to do about it? That gives it immediate access to climb TOL. Or just fall right back down, as it looks like Tower of Light does not have anything useful. Or we just fell on accident, one of the two.
I think they just fell on accident.
I didn't see. But hey, look, a Dark Beam!
Yep, look at that. That's on Tower Chamber.
Storm's probably going to make a U-turn and go right for Inkesh 4 then, because of that. Yeah, Storm's going right for Inkesh 4. Well, 12 minutes in, and chat's correct with K-Rar. Sluglin has all beams within the first 13 minutes.
That is incredible. That's going to open her game up considerably. She can do just about everything that doesn't require Spider Ball, Power Bombs, any additional shields. The doors themselves, she is able to open.
Now, unfortunately, Amogini is still a little bit shy on beams. We have Wave Beam thanks to Judgment Pit, but we do not have Plasma nor Ice Beam.
I mean, for the first leg of the game, you only need Wave Beam, so he's still in a decent spot, and if anything, it kind of narrows his search a little bit. He doesn't get overwhelmed with kind of everything being open the way Slug's game is.
That's fair. And speaking of open, Rayshai has just found Amber Translator off a transport center over in Aegon, which is great. We can now get our Amber Hints and Sand Cache. Thankfully, we have an Amber Hint right here on Portal Terminal, which will tell us...
something!
Missile system on main energy.
Oh. Interesting. Missile system or missile-related upgrade?
No, missile system.
Oh, so that's straight up actually one of the... Okay.
And various suit has been found.
Yep, now both competitors have various suits. Amogini now knows that the artifact is in Vault, unable to get it without bombs. Both Prime Rays are still without Morph Ball bombs. K-Rar, Amogini has, and Sluglin both have the artifact hints. They're not taking a look at them just yet, though.
Well, Sluglin did read her hints. We just missed them. They were going by a little too quickly.
Fair enough.
But I did catch a glimpse that a good half of them are almost in Torvus. That's what it looked like. Torvus Lagoon, possibly Grove, Medvista had something. There's a good amount in Torvus.
Amogini trying to do something that I've never seen before. Uh-oh.
What, get burned in the lava?
Well, yes. He was trying to do standables across Magma Pool instead of doing the dash, which I had never known that was a possible thing, if that is a possible thing.
That's beyond my scope of knowledge. You're the prime expert here.
I've never seen it done before, so if it's possible, then I would imagine Amogini knows.
All right. With that being said, Storm also will get the information. It is an Echo's missile system on main energy controller for Great Temple, with Dark Missile Trooper having dark ammo respectfully. I guess we gotta loot the trooper for our own benefit. And then we're gonna go right for Hive Chamber Bravo, see if that has anything of use for us behind the bomb wall. While Storm continues through Aegon Waste, using Amber to get some more hints. While also getting Sand Cash, but have no fear, for Emerald Translator has been found.
Yes,
That
that is on Gathering Hall.
that emerald would do Storm wonders when we get to. Never mind, there's Violet. That's even better. Nope, and Amorbus has a missile expand. All right, so we know 2 bosses are possibly half down.
We have Amagini making his way through Choza Ruins, now in Watery Hall, and we have Sluglin that's currently in Magmore Caverns, doing a U-turn after grabbing the item in Lava Lake. I believe she's making her way towards Fendrana now.
I'm sorry. Have your bombs behind the water in Watery Hall.
I think that more or less kind of puts Amagini in the driver's seat.
Oh no. Wait, then how are you supposed to defeat Flagra if you need bombs to defeat Flagra?
Oh, I don't know.
Unless you're supposed to do that Watery Hall damage run.
It is very possible. And it looks like Amagini is trying to do out of bounds to go over to Dynamo. Although Slug now, I think, realizing that she needs Morphball bombs to get to Fendrana, has turned around and made her way back towards Choza Ruins. The question is, will she be able to discern where her bombs are?
I hope so. I mean, Watery Hall is a good check, especially with 2 energy tanks. So naturally, you'd be inclined to check it when you go over to that area.
Mm-hmm.
But
Especially when you have space jump boots.
Right, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. While Amagini's fault continues out of bounds, we're going to bypass that little missile door right here. While Storm goes for Bomb Guardian. So that will send Amagini their Ice Beam.
So that'll open things up a little bit more, especially in Choza Ruins.
And it looks like Reishai has entered Great Temple for the first time, thanks to that Violet Translator. This will allow us to defeat the Dark Alpha Splinter and check main energy controller. Now remember, we did have a hint earlier that some sort of missile system was here on main energy. The problem is it on Umos 1, or is it in the light suit controller? We'll have to find out.
Slug now has, was that a power bomb expansion or main power bombs? I couldn't quite tell.
Expansion.
Like expansion. And Amagini is now in Dynamo, rather out of bounds Dynamo, and that looks like Echo Visor that's in lower Dynamo?
Yes, I want to say so. No, Dark Visor. That's Dark Visor.
Oh, and he did not get to upper Dynamo, so he did not see what that item was up there. Or maybe he did, and I didn't see. Oh, Slug. Slug is trying desperately to do...
She's got it.
She's got it?
She's got it.
That's impressive.
That's pretty good. So for those of you who might be wondering what was happening, Frigid, what just happened with Slug and that artifact?
So, Slug currently does not have Morphball bombs. Power bombs do function in the same way that they're able to destroy some breakables, as well as able to activate bomb slots. Slug used this knowledge to break open those bomb slots in Vault, and use the standables just like... There's a standable hitbox right in front of those slots, and was able to roll her way into those slots and use power bombs. That took a good amount of acrobatics. Well done.
I mean, that saves us time from coming back to get this artifact later. I mean, by all means, it'll be a time saver in the end.
Indeed.
And to cover Echoes just for a hair, looks like Reishai's gone through main energy controller. That missile system was our missile launcher. So we can now fire missiles properly. Other than that, we did get a hint saying a major upgrade was in Judgment Pit, which was the Wave Beam, which we found earlier, and a Grapple Beam can be found in Aegon Storage Bravo.
And just like that, it looks like Sluglin is in Tower Chamber. That will send Dark Beam over to Reishai.
Yeah, based on what Reishai's current equipment is, I would say do what Storm's doing and go right for Aegon Labs and do some cleanup.
Mm-hmm.
As it looks like Storm's gone through labs backwards through Ventilation Area A, which was just a missile expansion, and is now fighting Dark Samus 1, which is a great fight if you have power bombs, but since we don't, Dark Beam is our best weapon of choice.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Reishai
Although,
peeking Pod W, which is an expansion.
I will say it is super satisfying to watch Dark Samus's health bar melt away with a charged Dark Beam.
I agree. Using that weapon she's hidden from us for so long, and just turn it against her.
At the
And
top
that-
of Furnace, there appears to be a red key, as seen on Amagini's screen, and he is going for it.
Very interesting location for a key.
Indeed.
Meanwhile, Storage D, or Storage Delta, right behind Dark Samus 1, hides the grapple beam. I might have been incorrect. It must have been Storage D that the hint was, and that's a Dark Aegon key on top of Furnace.
Oh boy.
Right, well, now that Storm has grapple beam, that'll open up a little bit of things in Lower Torvis, especially in Gathering Hall. That'll get us across.
Amagini, now in Hall of the Elders, he is going to be fighting the ghosts there and opening up the statue. So we'll see what secrets that holds. And maybe we'll see Crossway as well afterward.
And Storm's attempting this trick. He's got it first try. We just did sand processing skip. Now, normally sand processing would require boost ball to use the half pipe to get up to this morph ball tunnel. But by using a triple bomb jump into an instant unmorph, we can wedge ourselves between the damaged turret and use that as a standable to bomb our way onto another standable.
Yeah, you pulled something similar off like that earlier.
That was a one-time thing, and I doubt I could recreate it if given money. All right, I don't know what happened the last time. We'll save that story for another day.
All right, Amagini now. I missed it if he went under the statue or not. We got confirmation that Amorbis is dead.
And we have confirmation that Dark Oasis is also dead, as that has an Echo's life support system, and it cannot be a suit.
Uh-oh, underneath the statue we have Inghive Key too. And now Sluglin has her bombs, so this is going to start catching up to each other, I imagine, pretty quick here.
Oh yeah, we're going to see some real movement happening.
Amagini... Oh, go ahead.
No, you're fine. I'm thinking and planning.
Amagini going over to Crossway to check the item there. It is but an E-tank, and he decides to leave it there for now.
Followed by Sluglin collecting the Dark Visor for Reishai, which will become great later when we reach Battleground. And Storm is continuing through Aegon Labs. We've done the full loop. Now we're going towards Bioenergy and Storage Bravo, thanks to Dark Beam, which hides for us a wonderful light ammo expansion.
Amagini now has passed by the statue with the wave slot and is now on his way to Reflecting Pool and going to check Antechamber and probably take advantage of the Overgrown Cavern elevator to get his... Oh my goodness! That's a progressive suit in Antechamber.
Well, that's Echo's Dark Suit.
And Amagini is indeed taking the Frigate Crash Site elevator, I think, and is going to go over to collect Plasma Beam from Overgrown Cavern. Yes.
Very smart move now that Ice Beam is in hand.
Very smart move indeed. That's going to open up Amagini's game completely for him, just about, as he has PB expansion and Morph Ball bombs. The only things that he's missing are Boost Ball and Spider Ball. And, of course, Phazon Suit, but, wow.
We'll find that when we get to it. Yeah. All right, looks like Storm is finished with Aegon Labs. That means we're going to go right back. Oh, that's I was incorrect earlier. That was a Prime Grapple Beam in Storage D, not an Echo's Grapple Beam.
Amagini now with all beams in hand. What is his next move?
If I had to take a wild guess, personally, I'd say go for either A, do a cut through of Magmor to get some cleanup now that you have Varia, or B, make some progress in Fendrana.
I would go for probably Fendrana, since that's more item heavy than Magmor is.
And especially with Plasma Beam in hand, we can get both the Ice Ruins fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, Artifact
He's
hints
checking
taken.
artifacts. Yes! We are checking artifact hints now. We have Hive Dynamo Works.
Fungal
Hall
access.
Access.
Meditation Vista.
Med Vista.
Torvus Lagoon.
Torvus Lagoon.
Elite Control Access.
ECA Boombox.
Ventilation Shaft.
Very close to ECA.
Path of Roots.
We have Vault. We have Path of Roots.
Great Bridge.
And Great Bridge.
Interesting combination here. And Storm is over in Battleground using their newly acquired Dark Visor to get the Incash here. Now we're just going to jump across and see what the item is. Meanwhile, Reishai continues their trek through Aegon Labs. Oh, hold on. That's the light suit that Storm just found off of Battlegrounds Incash.
Oh my goodness.
Hello.
That opens up Echoes quite a bit as well.
This gets Storm immediate access for Feeding Pit. So
Feeding Pit,
right
just
back.
about anything that would require Dark Water or Ingstorm. Wow!
That's a fairly fast acquisition of both suits.
Really is. That sets Storm quite a bit ahead of Reishai. Amagini now cutting his way through Magmor Caverns as we have discussed. And now checking all those items as well. Slug making her way back into the back rooms of Chozo Ruins.
It looks like Feeding Pit and Storage C. Oh, we got a missile expansion here on Light Beam Room. So we don't need that missile expansion quite yet. But we'll grab it anyway. More missiles are always great. And Feeding Pit. Oh, that's something shiny. That's Echo Spider Ball in Feeding Pit.
Oh boy.
Well, that's a terrible location to fight a Spider Ball. You gotta go get Light Suit for it.
Oh my gosh. What a seed.
Now, this is what I love about the cross games. You never know where something's going to happen.
You really don't.
I mean, granted, that's Rainovania in general, but CGC always seems to make it worse. All right, so we're 30 minutes into this wonderful, wonderful race. I need to find a better adjective than wonderful.
Stupendous.
All right, we'll take it. Let's use it.
Riveting. I don't know. I'm just throwing words out now.
It works. Have you seen how far this is coming?
Kirby fan, I don't believe we have any Chica hints just yet. We know that a Morbus at least is half dead.
And we're also aware that Quadraxis has a missile expansion as well, which is half dead.
Slug just collected the progressive suit that was in both Echoes games now has light suit. That was an even quicker bleh. That was an even faster acquiring of both suits.
Yep. Games like, hey, here's your dark suit. Hey, great. Here's my light suit. Well, at least you need one to get the other, so.
Unbelievable how fast Prime 2 has its light suit already.
Yeah, and it's going to lead them to some questions on where can they really go now. They're not going to take damage in Dark Aether, but also they're not going to have too much open to them right now.
No, they're still missing their Seeker launchers, which is pretty paramount to opening a lot of the stuff in Temple Grounds. And as for the other Dark World things that require light suit, I'm not entirely sure. I know. Do they have power bombs? They do not have power bombs yet, so they can't check Dark Oasis.
All right, no power bombs right now, but we are going to get. Hopefully, we get them soon.
Genie has cleared everything through Lava Lake, and I believe he's making his way to Fendrana now to go and break it open and collect some of the stuff that's there. Slug, I think, is on her way as well. Oh no! Slug went to Phazon Mines! She's in Main Quarry right now.
Excuse me, pirates. We're just going to walk right through your little mining situation here. Don't mind me. We're just going to pass along through.
When you're a space pirate that doesn't get paid enough to really care what your enemy is doing.
It's just let the bounty hunter do her thing. We're gonna stay alive by not disrupting her. And we do have our first Sky Temple key found underneath the statue in Magmore, it appears.
Fiery Shores, huh?
That's what it looks like.
Interesting.
Oh, nope, Warrior Shrine. I was incorrect.
Was it Warrior Shrine proper, or was it underneath the shrine?
I believe it was proper.
Okay.
And main power bombs have been located in Phazon Mines, where Grapple Beam is usually found.
Huh. Well, it doesn't really do a whole lot for Prime, just more power bomb ammunition. And we found Annihilator Beam in Transport Tunnel A!
Gotta love that Annihilator.
So now, Storm has all 3 beams in Echoes.
Correct.
Both racers on that team have all of their beams, so that opens up some things. So now a couple places are open because of Annihilator. What places are open, Marion?
A lot. Oh, you want me to be specific?
You're the Echoes expert. You tell us.
I wouldn't say I'm an expert, not by any means.
You're closer than I am.
All right, moving on. All right, all right, both runners have a great opportunity at hands. Both on the Prime have all 3 beams. Now that Storm has Annihilator, that gets us a handful of stuff. We get Incash 2 and Dark Aegon Labs, where Sonic Boom is usually found, except that's a little bit away, and we really don't want to walk that far for one check right now. Also, we have a little bit of access in Lower Torvis with Transit Tunnel East. Nope, I'm sorry, Transit Tunnel South, not East. And we have a little bit of ease of access when it comes to Sanctuary, once we find Echo, of course. But Annihilator itself won't help us right away, but it will allow us to get some one-handed checks later on.
Ing Hive Key was just found in Ice Ruins East. That doesn't really matter now that Storm has Annihilator Beam. The other one with the Spider Ball track has a missile expansion in it, so not entirely needed. Not that they have Spider Ball anyway, so. But now Amagini is going to be ripping through Phendrana Drifts as fast as he can. Meanwhile, Slug is still in Phase on Mind. She is down in Elite Research, about to fight Phil, it looks like.
Hello,
Yes.
Phil. How are you today?
And she rips open the tank, but it has noticed her, so now she has to deal with an actually two-sided fight between the two.
A two-sided fight?
Well, you know, when Phase on Elite doesn't notice it, you can just spam missiles until it goes down, but it's not that simple anymore.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair. But then again, you gotta look at it from Phil's perspective. How would you feel if you're just chilling in your stasis pod and all of a sudden this bounty hunter comes and wakes you up by force? You'd be pretty upset.
Well, yeah, but if I can't, if my opponent isn't directly in front of me, I can't determine who actually woke me up.
It's the only other person in the room. I mean, what do you expect?
What other person in the room? They're not right front and center of me.
You know what? How about you take that progressive suit on Battleground hint, okay? Let the game keep telling you what we already found. Well, we're going to bypass that hint right now and continue along. While, Slug is going to attempt something painful, it looks like.
Painful and time-consuming. She's going to try and do spinner without boost ball.
It looks like Slug does not want the item behind the wall. Gotta thank X-Ray Visor for that one.
Mm-hmm. But now she's opened up the way forward, so the boost ball wasn't... Or the loss of boost ball, the lack of boost ball. I cannot talk. Doesn't seem to be hindering her too much, at least.
Nope, not quite. And it looks like Reishai's doing the same thing. He just went to go check Hall of the Honored Dead, which had an energy transfer module. So we are not going to get that today. We are never going to do that puzzle unless we absolutely have to. And an ETM in a race setting, no, we're not going for it.
It is such a fitting location for that, though.
Yes, in order to get your game validated, you have to do the puzzle.
It's in the center of the world at that.
That's fair. Right underneath the Great Temple.
Amogini and Fen Canyon gonna go check to see what that item is, and if it's important. I can't see it very well, but it doesn't seem to interest him very much at all.
And it looks like Reishai is continuing over. Looks like we're going to grab the Violet Translator hint on Path of Eyes. Tells us the location for Dark Aegon keys. And we'll probably continue. Now, we don't have power bombs, so we are going to use this as our front door access into Torvus. So we are about to see a Torvus Bog play with Torvus Lagoon, while Storm picks up their boost ball off of the Dark Alpha Splinter, or Albert, and continues on to clear out Temple Grounds while taking...
I'm sorry.
Going Emerald.
Prime 2 boost ball was on Albert?
Yes, it was.
Wow, okay.
Well, that's... How else was Albert going to jump fast at you? And there's Screw Attack, by the way.
Where was that?
Wherever Sluglin currently is.
Oh, that's in Phazon Processing Center.
PPC. Screw Attack on Phazon Processing. Look at that.
Slug is now making her way out of Phazon Mines via PPC, and probably going to make her way towards the back door of Phendrana.
Meanwhile, Amagini's decided to take the Fendrana's route, going through the ice land compared to the mines. And we'll see if this pays off well. Currently, we're not finding anything of use in Fendrana, but we are getting some information, as Fendrana is quite a large area to go through.
It is. I'm not sure if Slug, besides the power bomb generator proper and boost ball, or rather screw attack, I don't think there's. Well, screw attack is pretty important, so I would just say that between the two, Slug made the right call so far.
That was pretty impressive. Reishai pulling off a one-shot air underwater.
That is impressive.
Oh, a missile system in Torvus Bog, it appears.
Huh. And just updating the... What was it? Just updating the... Oh, wow. Just updating the... what is it? The status of our artifacts and keys. We have Sluglin with 4 artifacts now. Amagini with 0. And we have Reishai with 1 STK. And Storm that has 1 as well.
And that's a fitting artifact to find here in Torvus. The artifact of nature, as KR pointed out. Yep, here's our second STK, found on Sluglin's side, behind some ice.
That is transport center, or transport access.
So it's interesting. Both Prime players are now in Fendrana on clearly different sides of them. One going through labs, the other one going through Thardus and Quarantine Cave. Very interesting choice here. But, I mean, it makes sense. You just came out of mines. You might as well go for Thardus. Granted, we don't have thermal visor, so that might be a problem. But fear not, we're doing the fight anyway.
Without thermal visor, now that Slug has a whopping 7 maximum power bombs, she is able to wipe out quite a bit of a good chunk of Thardus' health bar right off the bat, and she has morph ball bombs as well. That's going to be substantial in dealing with Thardus without thermal visor. Amagini now in control tower, dealing with the flying pirates in there. I think that he either accidentally triggered the fight or he maybe activated it on purpose. I'm not entirely sure. Also, apparently Sunburst was in observatory. That is interesting.
Just sitting right where you find super missiles at.
Now, underneath control tower, we have Ice Spreader. What a place! What a place for Ice Spreader.
Finding an ice weapon in the ice land? Who would have thought?
Probably a frost giant.
Well, that's fair. Like Thardus.
Speaking of which, Slug is about to... Well, not about to, but is making quick work of Thardus.
It looks like Poison Bog has a missile-related upgrade for echoes on it, so we know that is possibly nothing. But then again, it very well could be our Seekers. We still don't know where those are.
Amogini is now in Research Lab Ether. The upper track has thermal visor.
That was just some dark ammo off of Thardus.
And the lower tank has an E-tank. How fitting. Tankception, if you will. Thank you, everybody. I'll be here all week.
Not if your contract expires.
Amagini now has thermal visor in hand. Amagini now with all visors.
And Reishai pulled off an amazing first try Torvis Plaza,
Oh,
which sadly only had an energy tank and some dark ammo in the lab.
Research Core is now behind Amagini. He's heading towards Farfendrana. I did not see what Thardis had on him, so...
Dark ammo.
Oh, dark ammo. Okay.
And meanwhile, that allows Storm to progress right into Forgotten Bridge, continuing into the depths of Torvis Bog, while Reishai goes towards Meditation Vista to get an additional artifact, followed by the possibility of fighting Boost Guardian.
Has Reishai... Oh, Reishai is just about to hit Meditation Vista, so Slug will get yet another artifact.
That brings Slug's grand total up to 5, while Reishai is sitting at 2.
Meanwhile, in Frost Cave, Amagini just found Storm's super missile.
That is perfect timing. Supers and Torvis are going to help Storm out dramatically and get a slight lead.
This is kind of a back and forth race. I am enjoying this.
Agreed, my friend. Agreed. Now that Storm has super missiles, that'll allow us to get into Torvis Energy Controller. Now that'll do 2 things for us. Number 1, that'll get us our lower Torvis access. And number 2, that'll allow us to get Torvis Energy's item itself, followed by the translator hint. So we got some good information about to come off from Storm's side. On the flip, Reishai unfortunately is unable to access lower Torvis due to no Torvis energy item being acquired. Yes, the fight is over in the temple, but we need the item for the barrier to go away.
Amagini checking security cave for a missile expansion. I think he's bypassing storage cave. I think he probably saw what was in there and didn't like it, leaving it alone. Slug is now in the front rooms of Phendrana Drifts, heading over towards Chozo Ice Temple and Chapel of the Elders. So now we have Storm with super missiles and Reishai with screw attack. Who would you give the edge to in this case?
I'm not entirely certain right now. It's hard to say. Both have gone through quite a fair amount of their respective regions. Yeah, they are sort of neck and neck here, having 3 translators, almost all the beams. Granted, Reishai's Mystic Annihilator, but so far that hasn't been too much use to Storm. I'd say they're both on point, but at this current moment, I'd have to give it to Storm just based on super missiles.
And I believe Morbus is dead because in Gravity Chamber, lower Gravity Chamber, there is a Dark Aegon key, and it doesn't look like Amagini's going for it. So I would imagine... Oh. Power Bomb can be found up to 3 rooms away from communication area.
That's not the only thing that was there. Storm just found Seeker missiles off of Torvis Energy, and what a heck of a place to find them, as that gets us right into lower Torvis going through Training Chamber.
My
Not to mention, it appears we've been missing something major. The gravity suit's been hinted in Storage A, with a key in Gravity Chamber.
Oh. I mean, you could go and get that key if you wanted to. It would just be kind of a pain in the butt to get out, but... I mean, hey, maybe they know Morbus is dead, or maybe they're banking on that it has nothing important. Which, given their spread of items that they have so far, I'm not entirely certain.
And we just saw the hint again from Storm's side about Aegon Storage A having that gravity suit, and I'm not too sure where I know where Rayshai's going. He's going to get those power bombs. Now, up to 3 rooms away from communications area, that could put it on a dynamo chamber, which requires power bombs. So if it can't be prime power, it could be prime power bombs. We've yet to find those, have we? At least
Prime
the main
power
ones.
bombs. Both racers have prime power bombs.
Okay, I must have missed that note. So that means it cannot be Dynamo Chamber. It could be GFMC Compound. It could be Fortress Transport Access. Or it could be... That's it. It could only be those 2 rooms.
Storm just went through Fendron, or not Storm. Amajimi just went through Fendrana's transport access and got Storm's second SDK. That puts it up to 2 apiece now.
Where was that at?
That was in Fendrana's transport access behind
Right.
the plasma wall.
Oh,
or the
I
ice
see.
wall, technically.
And Reishai is attempting to do a trick that we call Seekerless Seeker Doors. Now, what Reishai is attempting to do here on the bottom left of your screen, you see him firing a missile at one of these purple dots. Now, that's an attempt to let Screw Attack and get the other 4. Now, Screw Attack can only damage so many bulbs. We're trying to attempt to destroy all of them within rapid succession of each other. If we manage to pull it off, this door will open. As thankfully, it's not locked to the Seeker missile itself. It's locked to if all the purple dots are destroyed in relatively the same time.
Also, Amagini just pulled off 2 dashes successfully back to back, going to Qmon to check the item there, and dashing back onto the ledge to take him back to the elevator to Magmore. He is skipping Thardus, which I believe is prudent, as that was a dark ammo expansion. Now making his way towards Phazon Mines, and in PPC, if we remember, Screw Attack is there, which means Storm is going to have Super Missiles, Seeker Missiles, and Screw Attack.
Yeah, Storm is going to be in a fantastic position. It looks like Storm's finishing Torvus Bog right now, and due to those Seekers, Storm is going right for STK hints. In order to get these logically, we need Super Missiles and Seekers to access all the required doors.
And Storm just sent Wavebuster to Amagini. That's going to be wonderful. If he chooses to use that against Meta Ridley or Metroid Prime.
Hey, Ray's got it! Ray's got the door to Cursed Lake.
All right. That is, I think, one of the worst Seeker doors in the game to do that trick with.
I completely agree. It is a terrible door. And that had Cannonball!
That had... Are you kidding me?
That's Ray's Cannonball!
Oh my gosh. What is this?
Hey, spelling out the word bruh. That's not good. It is good, but it's not good at the same time. We don't know if, does Ray want Cannonball now? That's hard to say.
We are now over in Sky Temple Gateway for Storm. We're going to get those key hints.
Which include the following. Dungeon. So we need lights, which we have.
Yep.
Phazon Mining Tunnel.
Oh.
Magmore Plasma Processing.
Oh.
Hazing Cliff.
Free.
It's freebie. We got Light Beam. Cat West and Sanctuary. That's a freebie. Sentinel's Path. We need Annihilator and Echo for that.
Sure.
Putrid Alcove.
Putrid Alcove is our last one.
Which is a freebie with our current equipment. Have fun in PMT. That's going to be a fun one. With a missile-related upgrade on Defiled Shrine from Reishai. But we have the knowledge that that is absolutely worthless. It is just an expansion. We do not need to go out of our way to get it. Meanwhile, Slug is having a fun time with Chozo ghosts. And we're just going to bomb jump right over the door and keep on moving forward. And it looks like Ray Shy is having a bit of a concern. We're going to check Hall of the Honored Dead, and we're going to break in through the Seeker method. Although I'm fairly certain we have Boost Ball, but we would have to do an instant morph to get out. Oh, nope, we're doing this to get to the higher level. Alrighty.
All right, now Slug is on Flagra. An interesting route choice. And she's going to go ahead and she's going to do all of the bomb slot skips.
Oh, I know why Ray's doing this. Ray doesn't have super missiles. He can't go through this, through industrial site, not industrial site, meeting grounds.
No!
Ray doesn't have supers. He had to go through Hall of Honor Dead's backwards tunnel if he wanted to get towards meeting grounds. Or he'd have to go through Great Temple, but this way was faster.
Oh, Amagini is in a really precarious spot right now.
They've got 50 health. They'll be okay.
30. He was down to 10.
Uh-oh.
He was being pummeled by those heavy turrets.
Speaking of which,
and he
Flagra had Prime Spider Ball.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Well,
and Ray Shy's out of bounds.
Trying to think. Spider on plants. The only thing that would be good for, or required for, technically, is getting is getting the ghosts, activating ghosts in Sun Chamber, which Slugwin's now doing. Otherwise, in Phazon Mines, you're able to skip the Spider Ball track there. You don't need Spider Ball to get to Omega Pirate.
And Imogene's got to be careful with the electricity. We're down to 38 health.
And he's very well aware of this. He is not... He's not going very fast, which is good. He needs to take it slow through here. My heart would be beating out of its chest right now if I was in that situation.
I would never have attempted this, not with such low health.
He doesn't have much of a choice. If he wants to save and replenish his health, he has to go through here to unlock everything.
Almost there. They got it. That's it.
Oof. That was a very, very long maze. Taking a look over on the race page, nobody has finished yet, which 1 hour into the race I would still expect.
Oh, and Ray pulled off a fantastic first try Seekerless Seeker door. Just once and done. We did all that out of bounds work just so we get Sky Temple key hints. Now the good thing is, thankfully due to Light Suit, we had plenty of time to do it.
Oh boy.
This CGC is not happy for either runner.
No.
But it does a nothing item.
I believe since Amagini has passed by Vent Shaft, he was able to get the artifact there. So now that puts him up to 2 artifacts to Slugland's 5.
It looks like Storm is just about to enter Sanctuary entrance with Fortress Temple access.
If we look over on Amagini's side, he's attempting to do the the skip there without Spider Ball that involves a scan dash, it's very hard to pull off. But if Emma is able to do it in a in a decent amount of time, that is going to be very good for him.
And just a quick side note, Echo's main power bombs have been found on FTA.
Fortress Temple access? Are you kidding
Yeah.
me? Or
No,
transport access?
you need a light suit just to get your power bombs.
That's gross. That is disgusting. Here we
And it
go to
looks like,
try the scan dash again to get across MQA.
oh, almost had it.
Almost. Just need to be back just a hair more.
And there's a red key on Grand Wind Chamber, which is a Torvis key. Now we do not have information on Chica. We don't know if that boss is required, but looks like Amogini successfully pulled off the skip. The third time's a charm. That was fantastic work.
I love it when racers are able to pull off that trick in the middle of a race. All right, here's Fungal Hall access. That is another artifact for Amogini now, up to 4 or 3. 3 versus Sluglin's 5.
Compared to 2 equal SDKs for both Reishai and Storm, well, it looks like Reishai has gone out of bounds in Torvis Bog to bypass another Seeker door. And there's a red key, another Inghive key, and the artifact sent to Slug off of Torvis.
Good deal.
That was great. He picked up the artifact out of bounds. That's one way to do Great Bridge.
Sure is.
Especially since Reishai doesn't... Oh, I was incorrect. This was not to skip a Seeker door. This is to skip the power bomb blocks in Great Bridge itself, because you can't get this item without them.
Oh.
That was amazing. You don't have to come back to this area after going back to Temple Grounds. That was great work by Ray. But as we keep on moving through all these different regions, we're a little bit over time. We are right here for our 1 hour recap. Frigid, how far has Prime come? How are we looking so far?
All right, so on Prime side, we do have each racers with their Morph Ball, their bombs, their power bombs, super missiles. They both have X-ray visor, all the beams. They have Varia suit. Where things differ is that Sluglin has Spider Ball and more artifacts, whereas Amogini has less artifacts, but he has Thermal Visor, and he also has he also has Wave Buster and Ice Spreader. Both racers also have Grapple Beam, however much that helps. And apparently, there was a Dark Torvis key in Metroid Quarantine B.
With that being said, would you say either Prime Runner is ahead of the other?
It's kind of hard to tell. Because Sluglin has more in the way of artifacts. Well, I think I would place Sluglin ahead of Amogini. Just slightly, but only because I think oh man, I actually don't know. Emma is making quick work of the rest of the checks in his seed. And Sluglin doesn't have much else left to go either, and she has more artifacts. I would give it to Sluglin.
Interesting. Very interesting theory. I like where you're coming from. Yeah, we've made a lot of ground in this 1 hour.
What does everything look like in the Echo side after 1 hour?
It looks like a headache. We'll leave it at that. All right, now let's dive into it. Well, real quick, looks like Amogeni's fighting Omega Pirate, so hopefully OP has something of use for us. Storm has just entered Sanctuary Fortress for the first time, while Race Shy is about to take a save warp back to Temple Grounds, possibly also going for Sanctuary after doing some Torvus cleanup. Now we've got Space Jump, Boost Ball, Spider Ball, Power Bombs for Storm. Race Shy unfortunately does not have Power Bombs, nor Seekers or Supers. Both have 2 SDKs and are missing Cobalt. Based on the current... What's up?
Oh, I just want to say I feel so bad for Amogeni. That super missile to end off Omega Pirate was just a pixel away when Omega Pirate re-healed. So he has to go through another cycle.
So close. Oh. But speaking of which, Sluglin's having a fun time climbing Crash Frigate without gravity.
Well, so long as she doesn't get herself trapped in Hydro Access Tunnel, she's fine. It would be okay to go there if she had Boost Ball, but Boost Ball has not been found in either game yet.
Not for the Prime side, no. That is still a missing item. But the good thing is we have just made entrance into Sanctuary. Sank entrance itself does not have a useful item, and Reishai has gone out of bounds once again, this time to get Dynamo Chamber's item without use of power bombs. Now this is one of the simpler out of bounds compared to the others. So we are simply just going to load the room in, and it'll show us what the item item actually is behind this power bomb wall. And Mega Pirate is down, and we got a nothing item for all our trouble. And it looks like Ray Shy has found a cheeseburger or a power bomb expansion. That is amazing, as that gets Ray some sort of power bombs now. But that's heartbreaking for Emogeni, doing all that Omega Pirate work for a literal nothing.
Well, PCA is yet to be seen here, and it's an E-Tank. It's a Prime 2 E-Tank. So I suppose it's better than nothing. It's better than a second nothing item.
That's fair. If I had to put any Echoes ahead, I would say Storm is by far in the lead here on the Echo side. They have super missiles, they have Seekers, they have much more Torvus information. Lower Torvus is accessible. They have so much open to them based on the communication from Amogeni. Their teamwork so far has been outstanding. And with Amogeni diving further into Phendrana to get those supers, that's what really turned the tide here compared to Reishai. Those supers were a huge catalyst in this entire list.
If you had to place one of the teams ahead of the other one, who would you give the edge to?
Oh, that's a hard thing. I mean, granted, Sluglin's ahead on the Prime side, but with Storm being so far ahead on the Echoes, I would have to give it to Amogeni and Storm. I'd have to give it to Calm Crewmates. Just based on the fact Echoes has already gone through so much. All they have left is Lower Torvus, and Sanctuary, and Yinghive. Reishai sadly still does not have supers, nor Seekers, and that's going to be a problem come late game, especially if you want to get to the bosses.
Reishai has just collected power bombs off of FTA.
Now, power bombs are great. It's always good to have power bombs. Unfortunately, Reishai is really going to want those supers if he wants to get through Lower Torvus.
Yes, he is.
And there's a Sky Temple Key 3 off of Calling Chamber, Hazencliff.
There is an Aegon Key in Spider's Treasure. That's interesting.
That's an interesting place. The good thing is, we don't need to fight a Morbus. We're okay.
Morbus is dead. If we remember, for the Prime 2 super missile, that is found in the Prime 1 Frost Cave. Amagini has collected that. Sluglin has not.
Oh, an
Which
important notice.
Slug was in Fendrana and fought Thardus. Did she not go through Farfen?
No, no, I think if Sluglin went through Farfen, she would have located those super missiles. That's my train of thought here. And looks like Reishai is attempting to go out of bounds again. I can only suspect that this out of bounds is an attempt to skip the light block to get over to Torvus. He's trying to break into Torvus without going all the way around Temple Grounds. And it looks like Baja said it as soon as I said it as well. We're right on top of each other with that same thought.
And meanwhile, Amagini is trying to scale one of the spider track rooms in Upper Mines, as he does not have Spider Ball.
And sadly, in order to get that, Amagini would have to go fight Flagra.
Yes, and Flagra is pretty out of the way. Even if he was in Joza Ruins, Flagra would be decently out of the way.
Oh, that was a fantastic gyro skip over on Storm's side. Bypassed the first color puzzle to get all the way across to the far side of the room.
I have not seen that done before, I don't think.
Now, this was done explicitly to skip the puzzle and go right towards the temple and watch station side. Saves us a little bit of time. Oh, and Amagini has made progress on that spider skip. And it's everybody's favorite time of the game. Say hello to Alir. Last sentinel of the Fortress Temple. Will he serve us well today? He will. We've
his
got
words
to eat.
Always serve us well. The E-Tank, yes.
And there goes
main PBs. I wonder.
And that pirate was a terrible doorman. It couldn't even be bothered to open the door for us. He just had to make us walk past him.
Sluglin's route. Sluglin, although she is ahead, her pathing seems to be a little sloppy, as now she has to clean up not only Farfen, but also Lower Mines, which she is heading her way towards the ladder as of right now.
And for the fourth time, or is it third or fourth? I think it's fourth.
I don't know.
Fourth. Well, Storm is now out of bounds in Sanctuary Temple. We're doing this to bypass the Cobalt lock on Spider Guardian. Now, this will allow us to access the Spider Guardian fight without needing the translator. Thankfully, we have Boost Ball, we have Spider Ball, we have everything we need for this fight. Or we might be doing this just to get Hive Dynamo and just go right to Dark World without doing the fight. So there's a few different reasons why we're doing this, but this also could be done to get Cannonball as well. And yes, Kirby fan, Cobalt is logically required to fight Spider Guardian. And here we see Reishai going for another, never mind, has completed another Seekerless Seeker door, this time to get to Mining Station B from Mineshaft, for an Amber Translator hint, which tells us that the light suit is fully resistant to the atmosphere of Dark Aether. I did not know that. Oh, and there's Gravity Suit. All right. Well, we had that hint earlier in Torbus. Now we finally got it.
And that belongs to Sluglin now. She could very well... Maybe that was what she was waiting for going to Farfandrana. She could definitely go get that now.
It's entirely possible. Although I'm a little concerned because here's the logic chain on that. The Seeker missiles are on Torvus Energy Controller, which are locked behind Super missiles, and Echo Supers are in Farfandrana. So if Sluglin
Yes.
was waiting on Gravity Suit, then you're waiting on something that could not be acquired to get those Supers and in turn come full circle for Gravity, which, I'm sorry, I just confused myself. The logic chain's there somewhere, but it doesn't make sense. Unless you don't need Gravity Suit to get the super missiles, and that's why it's not making sense.
You don't need Gravity Suit per se to get super missiles. It's nicer to have it trying to get out of the pit in Frost Cave, but you still don't need Gravity Suit as long as you have space jump boots. You're able to slope jump your way out of the watery pit.
Very interesting, then.
Mm-hmm. I'm not entirely sure what her reasoning is behind it. But as Amagini is cleaning up in mines, he will assuredly take the lead on things here. The only thing he has left to do in his game, for the most part, is if he hasn't already grabbed plasma processing, is that and Phazon mining tunnel, which he needs Phazon suit for. Which currently we don't know where Phazon suit is.
You know where I'd like it to be?
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Tumos inside the energy controller itself.
That would be disgusting, but I would not be opposed to seeing a quad fight.
Oh, we have the Tumos Sint already? Well, it appears I am incorrect. We already got that.
We do have someone in the race room saying that there is an interesting situation going on in their game, which maybe they found Phazon suits and know where it is. Wait, what is Sluglin doing? Oh, never mind. I thought she was trying to go through that mess of Phazon. I'm mistaken.
What, you never wanted to go right through a Phazon heat run and hopefully make it out alive, even though you had nowhere near enough energy?
I think even with full energy, you have to play things very, like, frame perfect, and that's under the impression that Phazon suit is there. There's no way to get out
Oh, it's
without
possible.
Phazon suit.
It's possible she was just trying to peek the item to get the knowledge.
That's true as well.
And Storm has just defeated Spider Guardian and is going for the key off of Hive Dynamo. So this will get us another Sky Temple key. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fortress, Reishai is in. Oh, Reishai's going for a backup method to Hive Dynamo. This will be interesting. Reishai's attempting to clip through the floor, as we just did through the door. There's a small piece of collision where we can fall down. And we're using that to get across Hive Dynamo and grab the key without fighting Spider. And Reishai's done it successfully, first try.
Reishai with a lot of out of bounds today. Also, shout out to the fact that Reishai and Storm are high-fiving.
And by high-fiving, we mean both runners of the same game are in the same room at the same time.
Yes. We've seen a high five earlier between Amagini and Sluglin in landing sites. That was earlier on in the run. But it was still after a path diverging, so...
All right, it looks like Raishai has to do another out of bounds if he wants to get out of Spider Guardian. Now, since we have not done the fight, we have to go out of bounds to get out. So Spider Trek is inactive.
Amogini is trying to get his way into Upper Great Tree Hall, although without Boost Ball, you have to do that by bomb jumping your way over the bars, which is not the easiest thing in the world to do.
This looks extremely painful.
It can be, for sure. I have done it once or twice from this side. I have not done it from the other side.
So here we have three interesting situations happening at once. On the top right, Amogini is attempting reverse bar skip, a difficult trick. On the top left, Sluglin is fighting Omega Pirate. And on the bottom left, Raishai is trying to go out of bounds once again to get out of Spider Guardian, while Sluglin figures out that they just got a nothing item off of OP.
Well done to Sluglin for one cycling Omega Pirate.
And Raishai is almost back in bounds, just needs to clip a little further, and there we go. That is a successful Spider Guardian skip. Well done to Ray.
Raishai, very knowledgeable and very well practiced in his out-of-bounds techniques.
And Storm is attempting to get Watch Station skip. We're trying to bypass the spider track by going for an instant morph into the morph ball slot. This is a very precise angle. We're just going across the spider tracks as they have collision, turning around, and jumping backwards into the tunnel. And Storm has its second try. Good work. And has landed on top of the portal's gate, allowing us to get Watch Station's item. Meanwhile, Amogini, almost there. There we go. Successful reverse bar skip.
Very well done. Just an update on artifacts. Sluglin has all of her artifacts now.
Congratulations.
I would imagine her next step would be to go fight Meta Ridley and then to go see... Oh?
Phazon suit.
Oh.
Phazon suit's been found. Watch Station. Phazon suit is in Watch Station.
Is Raishai in a position to be able to go get that?
Yes, he is. Raishai can get that right now if he wanted. But first, grabbing some double damage off the Spider Guardian's track item. Not the track, the tunnel item. We've got a serious race going on here, folks.
We sure do.
Can I interest you in a flamethrower today?
The Prime 1 validation. Always lovely to see.
I'm sorry, but out of those 4 beam combos, I do have to say flamethrower is probably the most useless.
I would agree. Sluglin is now save warping back. Is she? No. She's actually saving. Oh no, there's the save warp. Okay. Save warping back to landing site. Indeed going to go fight Meta Ridley and see her Phazon suit hint. Which there's not really anything she can do, but she can get herself set up to collect the final key in her game, which is Phazon Mining Tunnel. And I think she also needs the one in Plasma Processing Center, if I'm not mistaken.
And hopefully Raishai remains here in Sanctuary. He's got to go through Watch Station to get the item. Yes, indeed. We're just taking a safety save. It is always smart to save, so it's always smart to stay hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Storm's going through Cat West. And again, there's Sky Temple Key. That's 4. Amogini also has 4 artifacts, so we just have a few more to locate. Raishai is sitting just shy at 3, with the 4th one also being in Cat West.
And now Sluglin is in the middle of her Meta Ridley fight.
Oh, Chet's pointing out something important. We don't have the Prime Boost Ball.
We don't need Prime Boost Ball to fight Meta Ridley. It is just nice to have. But indeed, we don't know where it is.
granted, we don't need it, but it would make this fight a heck of a lot easier.
It would, but now that Slug is in the middle of fighting Meta Ridley without Boost Ball, it is going to be a slightly longer fight.
You want to know the good thing about that?
Hmm.
We get to listen to this amazing battle music for a little bit longer.
Absolutely.
Although I do want to point out, my audio's still bugged, so I can't hear anything.
Mm-mm. I can't hear it on our restream end either. I would have to listen to it through the stream proper, but
Okay, so it's not. So it wasn't just me then. At least the viewers have something to listen to. That's good.
Oh no! Oh,
What?
Kirby fan's absolutely right. We do need Boost Ball for plasma processing.
Well, that's a problem.
That's
a problem we didn't think about.
No, we completely forgot that. Boost Ball is needed to raise the ceiling in geothermal core to get to plasma processing. So we have no idea where Boost Ball is.
On the bright side, Chica only has light ammo, so we know that's gone.
100% acquired light ammo expansion. You cannot change my mind on that.
And there's that grapple beam off of Echoes.
Yes, after Screw Attack has been collected.
And it looks like Ray is going out of bounds again. I'm wondering what this is for. Is it either A, to get into... Well, whatever happened, Ray did not do a successful out of bounds and has to take a reset.
Oh, no.
The good thing is, the save was just a few minutes ago, so we did not lose much time. Oh, we lost maybe 5 minutes at most. We still have all our items. Although I'm concerned, though, I don't understand why this out of bounds is happening. Yeah, it could be to get Cannonball for whatever reason, but we already have Spider and Boost.
Coming up to an hour and a half in this race, still no other team has finished, and the main question becomes, where is the Prime 1 Boost Ball?
I know exactly where it is.
Tell us your thoughts.
What thought?
Never mind. No. Where is Prime Boost Ball?
It is somewhere in these games.
Where would you like to see it?
You know, if I had to give a place, I'd put it right on Alpha Blog.
Oof.
Make him go either Alpha Blog or Powerbomb Guardian. Make him do Lower Torbus.
And I think I speak for chat when I say that we want to see Prime Boost Ball on Airy.
Oh, come on. Don't do that.
Come
don't
on.
do that. How about we just go have a nice game, can't we?
Amagini now busting his way in to fight Flagra, where he'll finally find his Spider Ball. Sluglin now, after defeating Meta Ridley, is going to scan for her Phazon suit to find that it is in Watch Station.
Well, we know that's in Sanctuary
Fortress.
Well, we do not know the exact location, and Reishai has just entered Sanctuary Temple.
He was just in Watch Station. I'm confused on why he didn't check the item there.
Because Reishai is on a mission, my friend. Reishai has gone back to O'Lear and is going to go out of bounds once again. Possibly. Yes, he is. Unfortunately, I can't... I think this is to check Sentinel's path to get the STK behind it.
Oh, maybe?
I think he's doing this so he doesn't need to come back later with Echo.
Amagini's got Spider Ball now after defeating Flagra. I imagine he's probably going to do the power skip and go back up and fight ghosts.
While they do that, Storm is attempting a trick known as air underwater, while Reishai continues out of bounds movement. So on the bottom right, you'll see that Storm is trying to morph at the same frame we enter a body of water. Now, what we're trying to do is, if we manage to morph the same frame we enter the body of water, we get sort of a weird movement state called air underwater. Now, what this does, it allows us to input a screw attack underneath the water. This will allow us to get all 4 points of the of Hydro Dynamo station, and can in turn go to lower Torvus with Alpha Blog without needing to go all the way around the room and getting all points manually. And it looks like Reishai has successfully gotten the STK on Sentinel's path, but now comes the hard part. Flipping back out.
Yeah. Let's see. Sluglin is currently in Geothermal Core. Looks like she's bypassing it for now. Might be heading back towards Phazon Mines to get ready to collect Phazon Mining Tunnel. I think it's going to come down to whoever can find Prime Boost Ball first.
I agree to that. Yeah. Yeah, because Echo's just moving right along just fine with its STKs. But once that boost ball's found, then what are your thoughts?
Sluglin has collected all of her keys or artifacts and has fought Meta Ridley. She is unable to proceed any further until A, she collects Phazon Suit, which is required for the SDKs, and B, well, collects the rest of the SDKs for Reishai.
And I do want to point this out real quick. I know we haven't mentioned it during this race, but for anyone wondering on the bottom right with Storm Stream, you may not be seeing any Prime items. You'll see them collected, but not the model. Rainovania has a safety function in it where if you don't have a Prime ISO to convert the models from, it'll default to the Echo's coin chest model, which is not a used model. It's used for I believe it's for the coin collection mode in multiplayer as a backup.
Yes. I think it's called bounty mode?
That sounds right, but I can't be certain. It's been years since doing coin collection. But that's why you're not seeing any Prime items on Storm Stream. It's converted to the Echo's model as the ISO is not converted. But don't worry, all the items have been sent properly and safely as you've been seeing.
And now we take a look over at Amagini's screen once more. He is now up to 7 artifacts. That is a very quick progression of collecting those artifacts. I'm not entirely sure what's left for him to grab. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
And there's a successful air underwater. Once again, this time in Torvus Lagoon. Gotta be careful with those screw attacks. You don't want to bonk yourself out of the water.
Mm-hmm. And also, just a quick mention, Sluglin has found Reishai's super missiles in Frost Cave. So all that's missing is to collect Seeker missiles, and then to... Well, I mean, Reishai has done a good job without Seeker missiles thus far.
Yeah, I'm thinking at this point, Ray can just completely skip Seekers. They're not required for final bosses. And any Seeker requirements, Ray's just been out of bouncing. And to comment, Storm has not, to answer your question, Mark, Storm has not gone out of bounds to get Sentinel's path, so he will need to go back and get that later with Echo, unless doing the out of bounds. Reishai has successfully completed it. Storm is still pending for that key.
And we still don't know where Echo Visor is either, I just realized.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem if Storm doesn't know that out of bounds trick.
Do we know, is Quadraxis dead?
Yes, Quadraxis is confirmed. Both items off of its fight have been validated that we don't need.
Okay, so none of the main Temple Guardians today.
Correct.
And yet, we're still trying to find Echo Visor and Boost Ball, which is a weird combination to try and find. Amagini now up to 8 artifacts. I think he's making his way towards Artifact Temple to get ready to fight Meta Ridley. As Storm, I think, has one more artifact nearby, and now has Sonic Boom.
And Reisha is just about to send Phazon suit over to Sluglin. After we take a little peek to taunt the Resbit.
Phazon suit will allow Sluglin to go collect Phazon Mining Tunnel, but that does not. She still needs Boost Ball to successfully acquire Plasma Processing's STK.
So while yes, Phazon suit is a great item to have, that'll set him ahead a little bit. The problem lays, where is Boost Ball? We are running out of locations to check. As Storm continues through Dark Torvus Bog, hoping that it's hiding here on Cache Bravo. No, that is our gravity boost, which is even better. That will allow us to do lower Torvus checks.
And that, I would imagine at this point, if it's not in Sanctuary or on another boss, I would imagine that Boost Ball is somewhere in Lower Torvus.
I completely agree. It could be Alpha Blog, Power Bomb Guardian, Grapple Guardian, Under Transit 1, Training Chamber, Transit Tunnel South or West.
It's in Under Temple.
It could be Under Temple.
Oh, man. Sluglin just found her thermal visor now.
It could be on Boost Guardian.
Didn't we already see Boost Guardian earlier, though? Or am I just imagining that?
I think that was from our CGC earlier today.
That might have been. Oh, man, what a tight game this is.
All right, here we see Boost Guardian, a very terrible fight. You take damage every second you're in this battleground.
Normally.
But thanks to Light Suit and our handy-dandy power bombs, this fight is over in a heartbeat. Where we find Echo Visor.
Oh my god. Airy Boost Ball? Airy Boost Ball? Marion, come back, please.
No thank you, I'm not here.
Does Boost Ball, does Airy contain Boost Ball?
Would you believe me if I said it is 100% in logic?
Yes.
Now that
now that Prime 2 has Boost Ball and Echo Visor, Airy is in logic.
I just want to point out real quick, Ammo Genie's doing the same gravity-less climb in Crash Frigate.
A very slow and painful climb, but it is definitely a good thing to know in these kind of situations.
I'm wondering to ask, Frigid, why does that work exactly? How are we able to climb this room?
So, for whatever reason, the slope on the lift is not level enough to allow Samus to climb up on foot, but as long as you're holding your control stick in the direction of the slope itself, you will not fall down in Morph Ball form. And that will allow you to just bomb jump your way up inch by inch for whatever reason.
And today I learned you could do statue skip backwards without the need of Spider Ball or Boost Ball.
Screw attack?
Yeah, it appears that you can you can bomb jump into an instant unmorph to screw attack over the statue.
Reisha with just these absolutely mind-boggling tricks today.
Hey, you learn something new every day by watching these.
Well, not just learning the backward statue skip, but also just the amount of out of bounds he's pulled off.
Yeah, we've said it before in different races here on Speed Gaming, especially when it comes to the Metroid series. If it looks like you can stand on it, you can probably stand on it and break the game.
Even if it doesn't look like it can stand on anything in Prime 2, you can probably stand on it anyway.
And the same goes for Prime 3 Corruption. It's not used heavily, but where it is game breaking.
Amogini now has all of his artifacts. I would imagine the best course of action for him is to head back and fight Meta Ridley just so he doesn't have to later.
Rashai finds a hint for a movement system in Cache B. That's going to give him information on his gravity boost, pardon me, as that is the last movement related system that he could have.
All right, both Prime Racers now have all of the artifacts, and Sluglin has already defeated Meta Ridley. So whenever she collects phazon processing or plasma processing, excuse me, she will be able to go and fight Metroid Prime.
Might as well go for it.
I would agree with that, but of course, as we've stated numerous times, we need Boost Ball.
Yes, we do. And just to recap for those of you still wondering, here we have our Skyjump keys posted. Right away, we can see plasma processing is still pending. Followed by Dungeon, which Rashai is just about to get, followed by Storm in just about a minute afterwards. Thankfully, we do not need gravity boost for poisoned water. Although I hope Storm goes back to get Dungeon, as they've just about to walk out without doing it. And both runners are going through lower Torvus still. We still have a good handful of checks we can do here. Now, is it going to be here on Transit Tunnel West? We're about to find out.
And just to follow up with Marion's recount of the artifacts, I'm also putting in, or of the Sky Temple keys, I'm also putting in our artifacts. We don't need any more of them, but just a recap of where they are. They were in Metroid Prime's Vault, Hive Dynamo Works, Fungal Hall Axis, Meditation Vista, Torvus Lagoon, Elite Control Access, Ventilation Shaft, Path of Roots, and Great Bridge. A healthy mix of both games today.
I agree. We're seeing seeing all three areas. We're seeing them to their full potential. No one area has a heavy amount. And there's a hint for the Ice Beam, which we found at the start of this entire thing, about a good hour and 30 minutes ago.
Thank you, hint system.
Sometimes the hints are great. Sometimes they tell you information you already have.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since Lower Torvus is like the last thing we're here to check.
Sluglin is now collecting the STK and PMT.
And Storm is lifting the Hydrodynamo Station in order to access Deep Torvus Bog. This gets us under Temple and Alpha Blog.
Amogini, in a search for his boost ball, is on his way to go fight Thardus, which, as we know, is not really anything important. But he doesn't know that, so we can't dissuade him from fighting Thardus.
Correct. We could not help these runners out. That would be cheating. And we are no cheaters here.
Well, I just meant the fact that the logic isn't dissuading him.
Hey, I mean, it's a check. You're not sure where else to go. You gotta start fighting what you can.
Yep.
And thankfully, Alpha Block does not have it. Sadness for me, though. So we don't have to fight Alpha Block today. We just have to walk away. But
Chat. I think chat's starting to get excited. I think they're going to be able to see a an airy fight today.
It's entirely possible.
Echo Visor. What else would Echo Visor be at this point? Hiding boost ball.
We could check. We have one check in Sky Temple grounds left. I can't think of the room name. I had it and I lost it.
Have we seen? Main gyro chamber?
No, it could be main gyro. We're yet to see that. We could check main gyro chamber. We could check Hive gyro chamber. There's one in Sky Temple grounds we can check off of Phazon grounds. There's at least 3 locations it could be if it's in Echoes. Or it's in a very obscure place here in Prime.
I don't. Has either Razor checked Elder Chamber and Chozo Ruins?
Not that I can recall. But Powerbomb Guardian has been defeated.
And what does that contain?
Well, I can tell you it contains an item, but I'm not sure which item it is.
We're about to see here in a second.
It looks like Storm took a wrong turn. There we go. Now we're on the right side. Drop on top of the bridge, turn around, don't walk off, and locate a handy-dandy dark ammo expansion.
Okay. Wow, I'm just stumped. I'm sure these Razors are feeling the pressure of trying to find this boost ball.
Meanwhile, looks like Sluglin's about to go out of bounds once more. Yes, indeed, we are going out of bounds.
Just trying to think of where she is. That
looks like Chozo's main plaza.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she might be trying to take a look in training chamber.
Oh, that's a good point. We haven't done that yet.
Training chamber, magma pool, and training chamber access are kind of out of the way locations to check. So I don't blame either racer for having put this off for so long.
Oh, and Baja is telling us that it's possibly Cobalt.
And it looks like Slug had to reset her game. I think she locked herself. Meanwhile, I'm a genie standing in an elevator. Let's see where he's heading to. Looks like Phazon Mines. Yes. He's probably off to go get the key in PMT.
Meanwhile, Storm is fighting Grapple Guardian, and we do have Sunburst for this, but we don't have double damage.
So tell us the stipulation with Grapple Guardian. Why did Storm just scan him?
Well, I'm more amazed that we just used Sonic Boom to just wipe Grapple Guardian out. That's interesting. Yes, just destroy Grapple Guardian's eardrums while you're at it. Oh no, it's still alive. Just by a little bit. But as far as your question goes, Grapple Guardian has a boss feature in it, little safety feature where he will not take damage if you do not scan him. You cannot lock onto the weak point. You can't do anything against Grapple Guardian. You need Scan Visor to locate that weak point properly. Learn that the hard way once while you started that Grapple Guardian in a randomizer. I shuffled
Oy.
Scan Visor, and I had to sit waiting for someone to send it over for a few hours. Please do not shuffle Scan Visor. It is not worth it.
Oh, now you tell me.
Hey, you never asked earlier.
Reichai is now in Dark Torvus Temple and trying to take a peek at what that item is behind. And now he has his gravity boost. And now
Yep.
Storm has the SDK from PMT.
Like Amogini took another reset here, back to the last save. While Storm goes toward Dungeon off of Undertrained 2 to get the other Sky Temple key that's down here. Although granted, we had a slight problem though. We still don't know where that prime boost ball is.
Although, I think Slug is going to attempt to go out of bounds to get the plasma processing while waiting for her boost ball, which isn't a bad idea, but that is quite a ways to go.
Well, when you're this close, you might as well do what you can.
Mm-hmm. Because as of right now, it is a race to get either boost ball or get out of bounds and make your way over to get to that last STK, especially in that team's case right now, as there's only one STK left.
Yeah, and because of that, I believe Reishai hopefully doesn't go wait at Gateway, because there's still, we're not doing that. We still got a few more things to check here. So Reishai's going to start full clearing every possible area that he can, hoping that he stumbles across the boost ball.
Mm-hmm.
Storm, meanwhile, is doing the same thing while also looking for one more STK, which I believe, let me pull up my notepad again. And we just got Dungeon, we got Hazen Cliff.
We've got PMT.
Sentinel's Path, that's what it is, which is Echo Locked. So Storm's going to make their way over to Sanctuary Fortress, courtesy of that Echo Visor, grab the 8th key, and then start full clearing other areas in attempt to locate Prime's boost ball. So as you said before, the victory of this race depends on which team finds a Prime boost ball first. And Baja's pointing out a great point in chat that most likely it's on a Cobalt hint. The problem is we don't have Cobalt Translator.
Hmm.
And right here we see Storm taking the training chamber elevator to Sanctuary Vault side. So that'll get us right to where we need for some Sanctuary cleanup.
Airy.
Okay, I get it. Go join KRR and the others in chat. Look at that. One of us. You are now part of the chat, Bridget. It's that little duck emoji. It's what's getting me.
It always looks like Jake the dog for me.
You know, that's fair. I never thought about it that way. All right, let's take a quick standing and see where we are. We're coming up to our 2-hour rundown very soon, so we'll wait till that happens. But we've got a Meta Ridley fight going on. One runner going through Sanctuary, one going through Dark Aegon, and Sluglin still attempting to get out of bounds with this bomb jump.
I've never seen an out of bounds at this location before, so I'm interested to see if it actually, if there is such a thing over here.
Oh, I'm wondering if it's maybe she's not trying to go out of bounds. Maybe she's just waiting here for boost ball and just passing time.
But
I'm not
if she's trying to pass time, I would just go sit in geothermal core.
Maybe she is trying to get out of bounds, trying to get an instant unmorph to do it.
It's possible. Now Amogini has defeated Meta Ridley, so that gate is open for him. But now I imagine he's heading to Magmore Caverns as well. And the question will become, will he wait for Boost Ball, or will he try and get out of bounds as well?
Side note, I did mention at the start of this race, we have multiple teams participating in today's Cross Game Cup. To note, no team nor player has beaten any of their games yet.
It's, as of right now, both games are tangled up with Prime needing Boost Ball. It's hard for anyone to beat their game without having collected Boost Ball.
Yeah, but every single team in the CGC being stuck behind it, that's a new record. Probably. I'm not sure if it is. We can probably get someone to check it. But here we go. We got a possibility. We got Storm going for Hive entrance.
So it becomes, is it Hive entrance? Is it Hive gyro? Is it airy?
Is it Incash 2? Looks like Rayshai's going to Dark Labs. Two possibilities here. What's your money on? I'm going to put it on Hive entrance.
I'm at least going to put it on Sanctuary. And right. I think I speak for chat, but they want airy. They are hungry for it.
I got it. I mean, airy is a great fight, usually never seen in a race setting.
No, just because it either contains an expansion or a very minor item that can be bypassed.
It's right there!
No way!
Hive entrance at the boost ball! It's been located!
There it is! Now Amagini is racing his way towards plasma processing.
Hive entrance boost ball. That's a problem. Raysha is all the way in Dark Aegon.
That is... Oh my goodness.
And yes, we could have checked this forever ago. All we needed was Light Suit, Screw Attack, and Dark Visor.
But it's one of those checks where it's so out of the way. It is such a dead end of a check that no one wants to do it.
Oh, that's a terrible location. So, this works perfectly for Storm.
This works perfectly for Storm. This works perfectly for Amagini as well. Okay. Amagini now pulling off the puzzle in Geothermal Core to get that second to last SDK. Storm just has to grab the other one that is in Sentinel's path.
All right, real quick, 2-hour rundown.
2-hour rundown. Both Prime Racers have all 9 artifacts and have defeated Meta Ridley. They have all their beams, all of their visors. They have Phazon suits. They have power bombs, morph ball bomb. They have everything. The only key difference is that Amagini has boost ball and has collected the artifact for Storm in plasma processing. Oh my goodness. What do we have on the Echo side?
We've got a major turn of events here on the Echo side, Frigid. Sadly, Storm, I would say, has this race in the bag on the Echo side, and here's why. Echoes has everything except for Cobalt, which at this point we don't need Cobalt, but would have been great to have for Spider Guardian. Other than that, Storm has located the Prime Boost Ball off of Hive Entrance, which we needed for one of the STKs. The good thing about that is, since it was in Sanctuary, we could divert all the way back to Sentinel's Path without a problem, get the last STK that we need, take a save warp, and go right to Gateway. On Rayshai's side, unfortunately, we are still looking for the boost ball. There is no information to tell you where it is. No hints have been said saying a boost system, a movement system, nothing. Nothing telling you boost ball is in Sanctuary. Because of that, Rayshai's been full clearing areas. Dark Torvus Bog, Torvus, Aegon, and Dark Aegon. We just did Dark Aegon Wastes. If we had Cobalt, there's a possibility it could have been a Cobalt hint. but at this point, Reishai has to stumble into Ing Hive, check Hive entrance, and hope that it's there.
Speaking of which,
Otherwise, it's going to be game for Amagini and Storm.
Amagini now in Phazon Core in the Impact Crater and is about to walk into Prime's chamber. Meanwhile, Storm now has all 9 artifacts and is making his way back towards Temple Grounds and is going to be in a favorable position to end his race as well.
Right,
And
here we go.
just to double check, looking over at the race page, still no racer has finished their game yet.
And just to point out, Reishai is currently out of bounds in Dark Torvus Bog. It appears to be Cache B, which it was. We did this to fall all the way down to Hydrodynamo Station's Dark version, and we're now going to progress into clearing Dark Torvus Bog. So this looks like we're going right for Grapple Guardian again. Yes, it is. No, we're not. We're leaving Grapple Guardian. We are heading for Under Temple, hoping it's there. And Storm has taken a save warp and is currently off to the races to get all the way out to Sky Temple Gateway. This race is soon to be over.
Indeed. And all that will come down to who's going to clear first, Amagini or Storm.
I would, with how far EXO is going, I'd say Amagini would be the first victor.
That's very possible. Although, Emperor Ing is very quick to, very quick to fight through for an experienced Echo player. And Dark Samus, especially, about the same as well. Amogini pulling off a great mid-charge ice spreader shot. That's going to reduce some time. And pulling off a good super missile shot as well. It's doing really well with these very perfect shots. And is on to... Oh no, this is room number 4 for him. Or 3 for him. Now Storm is on the Sky Temple Gateway. What a race this has been today, people.
I've got no words to describe it. It's been such a beautiful showcase today. Every runner, every team, whoever generated this has some explaining to do as to why Hive Entrance had our boost ball.
I don't think we can get your friend Sam on comms for this.
Well, we can try, but I doubt it.
All right, now we have Storm and Sky Temple and ready to go and end Emperor Ing with a bonk. Reishai is currently in I always forget what the hydro chamber room names are. They're always very similar.
And right now we are currently in
Alpha Blog room.
Yes, we're going to Alpha Blog. We're going to Under Temple Access. And Exoskeleton is down. Storm has just started the Emperor Ring 1 phase. While Sluglin is out of bounds.
Oh my goodness. Oh, to come this far, I hope Sluglin's able to pull this off. I would be very heartbroken if she does not make it. First cycle on Emperor Ing 1, now onto the Chrysalis phase. Meanwhile, Amagini is now starting Metroid Prime Essence. doing very methodical and rhythmic shooting of the hyper beam towards Metroid Prime, trying to skip its animation so it can generate another pool of Phazon. And there it is. No full team is done yet. You are correct, Baja. Right now, Slug is trying. It looks like to get plasma processing loaded. Or not plasma processing, but geothermal core. Reichai is now fighting Grapple Guardian.
Oh, I do want to point out that we do have some members of each team have been confirmed finish, although not a full team yet.
Mm-hmm. Coming up on time for Amogini. Time for Amogini!
Congratulations!
We have a confirmed time of 2 hours, 6 minutes, 19 seconds.
Meanwhile, Storm is racing to get into Dark Samus 3 and 4.
Coming up on time for Storm.
I don't know why it says winner. We have not finished that yet.
Not quite yet. But it'll be here soon enough.
Yep, we're going for Dark Samus 3, possibly going for our Dark Samus 4 skip. What this entails, Storm will be attempting to do a very specific amount of damage to force Dark Samus to rise and crash back down to start the 4th phase. Now what this will do is she'll try to enter the center of the room after flying away. If we can stunlock her before entering the center, we can start doing a damage lock, as we're attempting right now. We're going to fire missiles at her to raise the Phazon shield, and once that shield goes down, there's a small window where we can input some damage against her. And if we can do it successfully, possibly almost there, we can just end this fight without ever going to the center. That's it. That's time. That's a confirmation.
Howdy.
Time for Storm at 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 43 seconds.
That is a confirmed guarantee. Congratulations. And joining us in the booth right now is Amogini. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. And with that, Storm's followed right behind us. So it looks like the Calm crewmates have won this battle.
They have won the race in our restream, but I believe it was
there was a few seconds. Dacian and Brub, the Clean Squad, officially take first place.
Very close race. Congratulations, Amogini and Storm, on your impressive showing today. What a race!
Thank
that
you.
Was a terrible headache.
I did not expect to win that one.
No, me neither. I think that's less than second confirmed now. Then.
So, your initial thoughts to get out while you're here in the booth with us.
The beginning of the race went really well. Things got kind of weird towards the end.
It was all about that boost ball.
Yeah.
I assume that's what everyone was waiting for.
It was.
Or looking for, yeah.
I mean, that's what I was getting close to clearing everything, because I had cleared Temple Grant, I fully cleared Torvus. I was like, at that point, there's Aegon left, and Sank, and I was thinking, like, no one has finished yet, so there's gotta be something disgusting. And so I just decided to do, okay, I'm gonna do Hive Entrance, I'm gonna do the Airy, I'm gonna do all the awful things.
I will say that a lot of people in chat were hoping for Boost Ball on Airy.
I was on my path that, like, if it was in the Hive Entrance, I was gonna do Hive Gyro and then Airy. That was on the path.
Oh my goodness. I have never seen such a race for Boost Ball before.
Yeah, plasma processing is the one thing that I need boost for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to do it without boost at all.
Sluglin,
that's true for a lot of people.
Sluglin has gotten close to out of bounds for plasma processing, but she got stuck at geothermal core.
Oh no, that's so sad.
Yeah, and now she's in Chozo Ruins once again.
Oh, do they still not have boost?
They do not.
Oh, that's
Um,
bad.
right now, Reishai is in Lower Torvus.
Ooh.
So maybe some time for them yet.
Mm.
Absolutely. Well, while they're still going through the motions, who knows when they'll end up back in a hive entrance. Let's take a look at what happened today, shall we? Let's see, what do our notes say? Well, starting off was fine. You found some beams relatively quickly. I mean, Amogini, you had all three of your beams relatively fast.
Mm.
So that must have opened up a good amount of checks.
Yeah, I felt like it went really well because I didn't take the Varia bait, and I ended up going through Far Chozo before Macmore, and I got that plasma, which worked out pretty well.
Right. And then you had Ice Beam on Bomb Guardian, Light Beam on top of the Chozo Plaza. Let's Space Jump and what was it? What was Bombs in Watery Hall?
My bombs were in my own watery hall, yes.
That was
And then
Very
Yeah.
interesting logic chain there, doing Watery Hall, but don't you technically need Flogra to be defeated for that to be in logic, or no?
no, you do not.
No, okay.
also, speaking of Flagra, Spider
Oh, yeah.
Ball was there.
Spider on Flagra was funny.
It was, considering that you had done the MQA skip before that.
Yep.
Yeah,
That
I didn't
was-
end up meeting, but that was funny.
I had a pretty tough time with Spiderless Shafts was the main thing, but
Oh,
we got
yeah.
there in the end. That's one trick I'm really glad I learned. I'm still not super great at it. I haven't practiced it in a while. You know, I need to like stay warm at that one. But it is
Yeah.
really nice to be able to just get out of lower mines.
Yeah. Not have to go through Magmore to do so.
Mm.
This entire race was just a headache from the start.
Well, not even from the start, just like about midway through when when things kind of diverged and was going back and forth between the two teams, it started just kind of spiraling out of control, and then they probably came to a point where they're like, "Oh, we need boost ball."
Yeah, and we knew that we just needed boost and kind of echo for like the
Yeah.
last 45 minutes. We've just been cleaning up looking for boost and echo.
That's
Oh,
basically
no.
what we thought the moment I saw the STK hints. Because I didn't need Echo because I've recently learned how to do the wall crawl for Sentinel's Path, but I was not looking forward to doing this, so I was happy to
Oh,
find
nice.
find it.
Sentinel's Path, that's a terrible thing to try to out of bounds.
Yeah, it's awkward to get to the spot to click to the ceiling, and then it's awkward to essay you out. So I was not looking forward to have to do this.
Well, at least a good thing you found Echo before you even had to do that.
Yeah, I was skipping it for last. I was like, if that's the last thing I gotta do, I will. But right now, I'd rather not.
Reishai is back in Dark Aegon right now and is out of bounds. I'm confused on what he's trying to do.
I'm scared if he's trying to break into Dark Aegon Temple and fight Amorbus. We have the Amorbus information, though.
Do they?
I hope they do. I believe they. I want to say they do. It was I want to say it was a Violet hint. I could be wrong on that.
I do
But
not
they're
remember, but it definitely wasn't a Morbis hint that it was dead.
Yeah, and they're going right. Reishai's going right for the temple, though. We may be seeing an Amorbus fight happening here today. Or just Trial Tunnel?
Well, you don't need to go.
No, he clipped back in bounds on accident. He wasn't trying to clip in.
Oh no!
Yeah, Reishai's trying to out of bounds to go over the Aegon gate. That's what he's doing. Alrighty then. And now we're going and going and going. Well, while Raishai attempts that, while Slug keeps continuing out of bounds with these jumps, let's see, what else do our what do our notes have here today? Let's see. Storm, your supers were sent almost at the perfect time as you were going through Torvis. An interesting location those supers were, huh?
So that was in Frost. It was Frost Cave.
Frost Cave.
Frost Cave. But yeah, that was definitely the absolute best timing possible. I was in Torvis right at that moment.
And that gets you right to Torvis Energy. You found your Seekers, and you go right to Lower Torvis and start some cleanup.
I liked the
I
progression.
knew the Seekers were there. So I found the supers, I was like, oh great. And grab supers and just beamed it to the STK hints to know what we were dealing with. I worked that way, honestly.
I was a big fan of the back-to-backs Prime 2 suit progression. Dark suit and then light suit on top of it.
I did go fast as well.
And then we had our artifacts and our keys. Just the fact that Phazon Mining Tunnel and Plasma Processing were both in the same seed is not great.
That was stinky.
That got us
we were like,
yeah.
We were like, oh, we're basically in go mode. Like, I don't need anything else as long as there's nothing in Plasma Processing. And then like 20 seconds later, not even, like a few minutes later, we're like, oh, Plasma Processing key.
Son of a gun!
Yep.
Oh,
I was like in the worst spots it could be in Prime 1 at that point.
Considering the absolute race it was to find Boost Ball, that was probably the worst location it could have been.
I mean, fair point. You could have done Hive Entrance an hour or so ago. Yeah, you had your light suit, dark visor, everything you needed.
But who wants to do Hive Entrance? Period.
That's fair. Yeah, I'll give you that one. And here we see Raishai has broken successfully into a Morbus, and we are now fighting the big worm.
The big triple worm.
Yes, indeed. And he's going to be extremely disappointed after finding out a Morbus does not have the boost ball. And Sluglin is over in Artifact Temple. I'm not too sure why we're going over here if the last key I needed to get is in Magmore.
Is there any point to her beating her game now? And then coming back, or does that kind of like negate her completing her game?
I think it negates completing the game.
If that's the case, we're going to have to give them some sort of notice, shouldn't we?
Oh no, she's getting the hint.
Hint?
Oh, the phase.
Yeah,
but Phazon suit's already located.
She has it.
No, because when you beat the game, then you get the hints for the rest of the items.
Oh!
So you get the boost ball hint by beating the game.
Well, that'll be interesting though. But
and then she'll have to go beat final bosses again.
That's going to hurt on more than one level.
Yep.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Today's race is not officially sponsored by hydration.
Plug is a good choice in Phazon suit color, though. I have the same color, I think.
I like the black and gold, for sure.
Yeah, like the orangish green gold. I like it.
Uh-huh. Just a reminder to whoever is keeping track of our tracker and everything, that when Sluglin defeats Metroid Prime, it is not time for her.
I do want to note that we are using an auto tracker today.
Okay.
So you might want to tell yourself that.
Okay.
I'm
I'll
sorry.
try.
That was mean.
That's okay, but at least the clock over on the race time page will keep an accurate track.
It's fine. And yes, we are using an auto tracker for all the CGC as to not confuse everything. It just makes it a lot easier. I'm sure there's another reason, but I forgot the technical reason of what they told me. If it's not wrote down, I don't remember it. That's why I've got plenty of notepads.
No, you're all good.
I'm aware. Sometimes. Just as I'm aware Metroid Prime Exoskeleton is going to take a long fight.
Oh, yeah.
While Reishai hopefully is using this, can't detour into Gateway. There's no one skip for that. So probably going to be using this. Hopefully take the detour in Wind Chamber Grand Wind Chamber. Thank you. I can't say room names.
You know, Grand Chamber Windway.
Yeah, that's a great name for it. Oh. Yes. Okay. Go to Sanctuary. Start clearing Sanctuary and Mystic Tannin. Oh, boy.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
That's.
And like you mentioned, Slugland still has to go back into their game after credits roll to get the last key.
And this is correct. But she's doing a very good job of hitting her charge combos when she needs to. And now she's on to the part of the Metroid Prime fight that's the hardest to predict.
Predictions? Who needs a prediction? You don't need to think.
Chad doesn't need any predictions. Especially not with the boost ball Airy that they were thinking of.
Look, Storm even said it themselves. It's a valid check when you don't know what else to do.
K-Rar.
Yeah, K-Rar, I can dream. Yes, we all have a dream.
One day, K-Rar, you'll get your Airy fight. Just not today. Ooh, that was a wonderful hit for Sluglin on with that ice spreader. And that finishes off Prime Exo. Maybe. There it goes.
All right, the exoskeleton has been defeated. It is now time for the final essence.
And again, I want to give a quick reminder to everybody that even though Sluglin is about to defeat Metroid Prime Essence, her game is not cleared yet. She still has to go back and collect the Sky Temple key in plasma processing. That Reishai is currently trying so hard to find the boost ball for.
I'd say at this point, Ray's just going to start full clearing every possible check he can and stumble across it.
Mm-hmm. But considering where in sync he is currently, I wouldn't be surprised if he hits the Hall of Combat Mastery portal.
I hope that's what he does first. Go right for Hall of Combat Mastery. Use the portal, as you know that you only have 2 checks in Hive. Hive Entrance and Hive Gyro Chamber. You don't need to do Quad, as Quadraxis is a completed fight. So hopefully you do those 2 checks and stumble across it, instead of doing the entirety of Sanctuary first, and then saving Hive for last.
It'll come to if Sluglin's able to finish, or, defeat Metroid Prime and see that hint before Reishai takes any alternate pathing.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting time, to say the least.
Mm-hmm. And right now, aside from Raishai and Sluglin, there is one other team yet to finish their game. Amugini and Storm, are there any other thoughts or comments you want to make to this seed?
Honestly, I thought it was good.
You can go.
I think we kind of killed it, to be honest. We routed the beginning really well. Yeah, I don't know. The end was a little bit awkward, but yeah.
A little bit's an understatement.
Yeah, the hints weren't kind on us on that one. Like the hints just were almost useless for the most part. It didn't give much.
Yeah,
Especially did not give what a boost was.
There was like nothing of good use on that at all.
Like I think one of the only hints that I found that actually had any use was the Seekers and Torvus, and I think that was kind of all I remember.
And I don't remember. Did the credits give away where Cobalt Translator was?
Oh, Cobalt was in training chamber. I checked it.
Oh, it's not
That
bad.
is Prime's training chamber. I mean, it's kind of bad that it's
Oh.
logically boost blocked.
Yeah. So, yeah, logically speaking, even if there was a hint for Cobalt, or yeah, there was a hint for Boost Ball on a Cobalt translator, there's no way you could have gotten it without getting Boost Ball first.
Yeah,
Unless
logically
that's
anyway.
At least that's what Sluggman was trying to do as well, trying to go out of bounds in Main Plaza.
Oh, and here we go. Here's the credits. There's the boost ball hive entrance.
Ooh. And it is good to see that Raishai is heading in the correct direction. But man, to have to beat your final bosses to see that hint, that is heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's really rough.
It's entirely possible Cobalt Translator might have had useful hints, but saying that it's locked behind boost ball, then it's just...
It would have been too little too late.
Yeah, we never went for it because at that point I'd already skipped the Cobalt gate to get to the Hive Dynamo Works. And obviously it meant the boost couldn't be behind a Sank map, so we didn't bother picking it up in the end, even if we knew where it was.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you can't defeat Spider Guardian without having that Cobalt. For the gate.
Yeah, normally it would have been logically required for that.
Yeah. Here we can see Raishai is making a straight line for Hive entrance. That
He
is
is
going to be
booking it.
acquired. Going to be got in momentarily.
Wow. What a crazy race. I can't say that enough.
Yeah, it was crazy close.
It was.
It really was.
For the longest time, I'd say all four of you were neck and neck. You were just trading artifacts left and right, getting items almost simultaneously. It was beautiful symphony and harmony, and then it just all went downhill.
It got stalled on Boost Ball. It became a race to find Boost Ball first. We said that whoever finds that is going to be the winner between these two.
That's the truth.
I'm just surprised it's locked behind a boost ball of all items.
Whew. Now Raishai, since he already has the Sentinel's Path key that he got by going out of bounds, he can probably just head for Sky Temple Gateway.
Yep, you're absolutely correct.
Sluglin's now back in Magmore Caverns in Geothermal Core. And she is on her way to getting that final key. And then doubling back to go and fight Metroid Prime. Again.
You just had to throw that in there, huh?
I mean, yes.
I'm just gonna let you sit here in silence over that.
I did.
There's the key.
While we're waiting for them to get their respective final areas, Emma, Jeannie, Storm, what was your guys' reaction to Phazon suit on Watch Station?
I didn't even see where it was. It's like, oh, there's Phazon suit, so I don't know.
I was very happy to find that.
It was on Watch Station, yeah.
Yeah, it was at the top of Watch Station. Yeah, I was doing my little loop around Sank, and then I found it there. And I was, oh, well, that's nice. Won't have to check the hint for that. That definitely felt nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's not what I meant, and you know it, Emma Jeannie.
You know what, Emma Jeannie? You know what? You got good taste. You got good taste. Let's talk about the Packers for a minute.
Yes, let's discuss the sports team while we're in the middle of a gaming race.
I am a Green Bay born and raised, so
Oh, no kidding.
Yep. Don't live there anymore, but
fair enough. Well, we'll have to exchange messages later because
I'm not actually really into football. It's just a meme.
Fair enough. Fair enough, but still.
That's a meme when you live in Green Bay. How about them Packers is a meme.
And now we have both racers in the front room of both final areas. We have Sluglin that's got to climb Phazon Core once again. And then we have Reishai, who is, for the first time, and the last time, climbing up to Sanctum.
Alright, it's time for the Emperor ring fight. Thankfully, Reishai still has double damage, so we're able to use Light Beam on these little tendrils, and then spam Fire Annihilator into the core, and this in a 1 cycle. Just like that.
Oh, I just love to see that damage bar melt.
Phase number 2, we're going to roll around on this exoskeleton, force these little mini tendrils to pop out of their holes, and blow them up with some power bombs. Ideally, we want to get 4, 4, and then 3. That gets us 4, 8, 9, 10, and 11, which is all we need to defeat this core.
Where was Cannonball?
Cannonball was on a Cursed
Lake.
Okay.
And Emperor ring number 3.
That's what it was.
Number 3, there's a leftover damage step. There used to be in development testing. They were going to have some armor that you just throw a screw attack. Well, they removed the armor, but they forgot to remove the hitbox. So
I would have loved to see that implemented. That would have been really cool to do.
Yep, so we can screw attack at the hitbox, and that still deals damage to it. And now it is time for Dark Samus 3 and 4. Will we see a successful Dark Samus 4 skip? I sure hope so. But once again,
we got Sluglin fighting Prime Exoskeleton. She is currently on room number 2. Seeming to have a little bit of a slower time fighting Prime this time around.
And Reishai is just about to enter Dark Samus 4. Yep. Raising above, and she'll come crashing down. And then we're going to attempt the stun lock.
Why is Samus being pushed back like that? When she's under Dark Samus. I didn't know that was a thing. Oh,
got a good lock. He's got a good one.
Good lock, but she's also very close to the center.
That's time for Reishai. 2:35 on the dot.
Very nice. Congratulations to Reishai for an impressive showing. And we will see him in the booth momentarily.
I'm actually gonna step up for just a minute. Be right back.
Sure thing.
And I will remain here as I am contractually obliged to stay locked in this booth forever.
I don't think we can say that.
What do you mean? You mean we're allowed to leave?
Something non-disclosure agreement.
Hey, wait a second. He told me I was signing a raise.
Wait, you get paid for this?
I think we need to have a discussion with the manager later. Moving on, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Ray-Shy has joined us.
GG.
Yeah,
Hello,
GG.
Ray-Shy.
So, the question on everybody's mind today, I think you can guess where I'm going with that. How do you like Hive entrance?
It's I literally check it in every seed because it's fun to do the wall crawl, and this is the one seed where I don't check it.
And the one seed where you don't turns out to be the one where you needed it most.
I was... How many items from last... I think it was like 5 more items from last location in here.
Yeah. We were a lot of people in chat were until we found it with Amagini and Storm, we were wondering, 1, which team was going to get it first, and 2, were we going to see Airy?
I was worried about Airy as well.
Well, on the bright side, it looks like Slugmas just defeated the exoskeleton and has moved on to the essence for the final time. We are about to have this race completed in the next 3 to 5 minutes.
I do want to say, speaking of wall crawls, Ray-Shy, oh my goodness, the amount of out of bounds and other hints that you pulled off, or tricks that you pulled off, was staggering.
It was pretty impressive, yeah.
And the fact that you got Sentinel's Path out of bounds, that was really well done.
I never actually tried to recover from falling there before. Every time I've fallen and the paths are just reset, but I didn't really feel like resetting a second time, so I just figured I'd try and save it. I didn't even know you could save it.
Well, there you go.
What you did, it worked. You got it without Echo Visor.
Also, there was one other thing I forgot about for a second. Emogenie, you made my heart stop for a second in the middle of that race. You were down to 10 HP from taking a really brutal pummeling from those mega turrets.
Oh, that was tragic. Yeah, I had, I forgot you can't just roll past it if you don't have boost.
Yeah, let me just walk right past this highly sensitive security turret.
4 of them.
Four of them.
That was not a good idea. And they also don't die to power bombs, it turns out.
Oh, the firing squad.
Yeah, I forgot that you need boost to just go past
Time for
them.
Sluglin! 2 hours, 38 minutes, and 41 seconds.
So I ended up at 20 energy after killing them. And then I had to go fight the cloaked drone and do the maze so I could heal at the safe station. Maze at 30 energy is always fun.
Oh, I was so scared that you were gonna die in that instant.
Literally,
You were so close.
I was very, very close.
That was the longest I think I've ever went without power bombs. Like ever.
Yeah, those power bombs were in a terrible location.
And it's like there wasn't a single burger along the way either. And then when I did find the burger, finally Slug got me one. It's just like I could have gotten the power bombs much earlier, but those stopped me from doing a lot of what I wanted to do. Like I would have went to Lower Torvis the first time I was there if I could go through Putrid Alcove. Could have went to Sank much earlier. And there was nothing stopping me from getting those power bombs. It just didn't occur to me.
It makes me wonder, was there... I wish you could see the spoiler log to see if there was, in fact, a Cobalt hint for Boost Ball at all. I know it would have been the wrong logic chain, but...
Yeah, I would bet that there is a Boost Ball Cobalt hint.
That would be... The fact that that's a possibility is just devastating.
That's actually what Slug was going for a little bit.
I could see she was either going for plasma processing out of bounds or for training chamber out of bounds.
Yeah, she never really wall crawls in Prime, so it was just like, might as well.
Yeah. I've never attempted such a thing myself, so I won't even know where to begin. So, kudos to her for trying.
And, you know, it occurred to her, we could have gotten credits and seen where the boost ball was like a really long time ago, like an hour ago.
Yeah.
And it just didn't occur to us, even though we've done that in the past. We have looked at credits before. Because that would have saved so much headache.
We still do have one other team actively racing right now, the Traveling Charmers of Avina and Schwartz Gandhi. Whew.
Poor souls.
It's been such a good. It could have been. It was such a good and like smoothly flowing seed up until Boost Ball, and then everything just came to a halt.
Yeah, I felt like the first portion of that seed was extremely well played, and then just fell apart completely.
Yeah. Until the Boost Ball debacle, I did place you and Sluglin ahead just because of the sheer number of artifacts and keys you guys had, and the fact that you were wall crawling everywhere. Like, it was an extremely strong showing, and my heart breaks for you guys.
No, it's all right. That's the nature of randomizer.
And I do see Sluglin in chat. Just want to give a shout out to her. You guys did such a great job. I want to give a shout out to her for trying the plasma processing skip. And
that would have been really cool.
It would have been really cool, but just the fact that she got stuck on geothermal core was so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I've double checked, but I believe that's SG invite's been sent out.
Oh, yeah, she won't be joining.
She won't.
Fair
okay.
enough.
No.
Fair
That's
enough.
fair. All right. No worries.
Otherwise, any final thoughts from, I suppose, the four of you? If Slug is also in chat, any final thoughts?
GG's.
It's just GG. There's nothing else to say. Just
It was.
Jeez.
might never play this game again.
That's okay. I mean, you can do Prime, and your teammate can just do Echoes.
I suggested that, and she vehemently said no.
Echoes isn't that bad when you learn to
When you learn to completely break the game, you just have to invest a few hundred hours to do it.
Yeah, just a few hundred.
And Slug says that she'll remember to check credits from now on.
That's her canon event.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much to all of the racers today. GG's and a fantastic showing from everyone. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. So yes, well done to all of our racers and to the racers that are still out there. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to everyone in chat for joining us today, to those that are actively participating, and to those that are lurking. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your support, as well as SpeedGaming supporting us. Thank you to my co-com, Marion, for joining me today in the commentary booth.
No worries. Pleasure to always be here.
Of course. And my name is Richard Hyperion. Just thank you all so much for joining us today. Stay hydrated.
I broke the bot again. That's a great way to end this.
Remember to stay hydrated, and we'll see you next mission. Thank you all so much.
GG. See you next mission.
Yeah.
We'll see you then. Take care.